is managed by Nighthawks. He's assisted by coaches Russell Cole, Keene Manchester, Matt Carroll, Various Myers, and Carlos Santiago. Now starting lineup for the Nighthawks. Leading off, the center fielder number 27, Joey Wyatt. Batting second, the shortstop, number 6, Jack Spaniel. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 12, Kyle Merritt. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 25, Anthony Greco. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 11, Ryan Pisano. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 7, Cole Fellows. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 37, Ryan McDougall. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 2, Cooper Glauser. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Anthony Ross. On the mound this evening, from the Nighthawks, from Merrimack College in Washington, D.C., number 31, Tim Howard. Now, watching by full throttle power sports, is the most visible member of the SwampBats and our ambassador of goodwill, number 00, Ribby.
For the second time in 2020-25, it's a divisional matchup here at Alumni Field. The Nighthawks taking on the Keene SwampBats on a beautiful Friday evening, and the SwampBats debuting some alternate yellows here on Friday the 13th. Good afternoon and evening, everybody. I'm Andrew Hilsman, alongside me Phoebe Winters. And Phoebe, the last time these two teams played, it was in Keene's home opener last Wednesday. Keene, in a close one, took care of the Nighthawks 5-3.
That's right. That is the only recorded loss for the Nighthawks so far this season. That was their second game of the season since then. They've been on a very nice winning streak. Keene been on a 6-game winning streak. They are feeling good after that first loss at the very beginning of the season.
Yep, they bounced back after a loss at Danbury and now are in their longest winning streak since 2021. All right, it's SwampBats versus Nighthawks coming up on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll hear from Ryan Fitzpatrick in just a little bit, the third member of our crew. On the other side of the break, it's Bats and Nighthawks here on Friday night at Alumni Field. It's the NECBL.
Leading off the SwampBats, the left fielder, number 40, Michael O'Brien. Joining Michael is Ren Ryman. And second, the right fielder, number 7, Jack Herring, accompanied by Matt Ryman. Batting third, the shortstop, number 15, Dylan Huff. Accompanying Dylan was Nash Russell. First baseman number 23, Chandler Dupo, accompanied by Brandon Nye. Batting fifth, third baseman number 21, Nick Romano, accompanied by Austin Rennick. Batting sixth, center fielder, number 13, Marshall Whitley, accompanied by Irene Munsler. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 25, DJ Skyler, accompanied by Griffin Cole. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 2, Kai Minolfi. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 31, Andrew Bell. And on the mound this evening for the SwampBats from Kent State University, Ohio, number 618, Ben Rabat. national anthem tonight is Keene.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket thunder, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much, Katie.
All right, well, we've got our national anthem out of the way, and it's almost time for SwampBats versus Nighthawks. But before we get into the game, we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Ryan Fitzpatrick, for the first time tonight. Ryan?
Well, the SwampBats are on a roll, winning 6 in a row, atop of the NECBL at 6-1 on the season so far. And it's all been thanks to that 5-game homestand they had for that week straight. Now, I talked to Kevin Watterson, the president of the SwampBats. He says he's been watching the NECBL for almost 30 years. He said hot streaks are very common. It just depends how long you maintain the hot streaks. And he said he's also seen the cold streaks of the seasons. And they also really just want to avoid that. So we'll see here if how long the SwampBats can maintain this hot streak.
Thanks ever so much, Ryan. And there's the starting pitcher for the SwampBats tonight. It's Ben Rabatin, the right-hander, going into his sophomore year out of Kent State University. In his last start against the North Shore Navigators last Thursday, he went hitless through 4 innings, struck out 6. Starting pitchers, the best in the NECBL, a combined team ERA from their 5 starters of 1.13 through the first couple of games.
That's definitely a good sign. The SwampBats holding strong with that pitching. That's something you really want to have consistent, especially throughout the start of the season, as those batters are starting to make that adjustment to the winning bats. They're starting to get their timing right. They're starting to find that sweet spot, so it's going to get a lot more challenging for these pitchers. So to be able to have such a consistent defensive presence from your pitching is definitely a huge advantage for the Keene SwampBats.
Upper Valley coming into this one at 4-1, Keene at 6-1. They're holding the longest win streak in the NECBL at the moment, and they're atop the NECBL tables. The first Nighthawk batter of the day is Joey Dwyer, the center fielder, who's hitting .417, a pretty good mark of his own. No home runs, no RBIs. And the starting lineup for the Nighthawks goes as follows. Manager Matt Paus, center fielder Joey Dwyer, and then Jack Spanier, the man from Minnesota, will hit second. Kyle Neary in the DH slot, he's hitting third. Anthony Greco, right field, hitting fourth. Ryan Prezano at first and hitting fifth. Cole Fellows, the left fielder, will be in the 6th slot. Ryan McDougall behind the plate in the 7th slot, and then rounding out with Cooper Blauser and Anthony Bratz.
Now Joey Dwyer, at the beginning of the season, we saw him in that leadoff position, but then with the addition of Nick Moneill to the Nighthawks roster, Nick Moneill started taking that leadoff position and Joey Dwyer would be in the 9 hole, so it's interesting to see him moved up into that leadoff position. He's been very strong at getting on base. No doubt he'll do it again here.
Well, here we go. Umpire John Patala says play ball, and that's what we'll do. Is the first wind into the delivery from Rabatin is there for a strike, and we're underway. First pitch time, 6:38 p.m. here in Keene, New Hampshire.
Dwyer averaging .417 across his 12 at-bats. He's recorded 1 run.
As this one's a slow chopper, fielded on a hop and Cup, struggles with the transfer as Dwyer reaches base on an error by the shortstop Dylan Cup.
Now as I said, Dwyer has been very strong at getting on base. Through those first 2 games, we did see the Nighthawks struggle to capitalize off of having Dwyer on base. But now that they've gotten a chance to get used to the wooden bats, shouldn't be a problem.
There's the defensive alignment. The outfielders O'Brien, Lipsy, and Herring. Cup, the shortstop. Andrew Bell making his debut for the SwampBats this year at second base. Catcher TJ Schuyler, and the corner infielders are Chandler Tupou at first and Nick Romano at third, as there's the first pitch strike to the 2-hole hitter for the Nighthawks, Jack Spanier, the shortstop out of Minnesota.
Spanier back in the shortstop position tonight. The past 2 games he's been playing over at second base, has been moved back into that shortstop.
The 0-2 is just inside to Spanier. A righty-righty matchup, and Schuyler behind the plate for the SwampBats hasn't seen game action since the last home game against North Adams, in which Keene won by a final score of 7-1. As there's the second called strike, it's now 1-2.
Spanier averaging .286 this season. He's recorded 2 runs, 4 hits, along with a double, and been walked twice. He's only been struck out twice so far in his 14 at-bats.
Pickoff attempt. Chandler's tag is not in time. And back in safely is Joey Dwyer at first. Dwyer, a guy with a lot of speed. He led his college team in stolen bases, set a single season record with 48 in 2025, as there's a swing and a foul to the right side. We'll do it again. Stays 1-2. The thing that's helped Keene's pitchers thus far, young in the year, is the efficiency. Getting through the early innings fast, and then you have more room to work with as you get into the 4th and 5th. Dwyer takes his lead off of first, fakes a jump, and the pitch is inside. And Keene, like I mentioned, 6 straight wins, the best streak by at least 3 wins in the NECBL, and the longest streak that the Bats have had since July of 2021. And the 2-2 on its way from a bat and pickoff attempt, and back in standing is Dwyer.
Verbatten paying a lot of attention to Dwyer. We've seen in past games he's been very good at implementing the vaulting strategy, getting very far off that first base and efficiently stealing second.
There he goes, the 2-2. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side, and the kids will run after that one. It's Star Wars night here at Alumni Field. There's Darth Vader's made an appearance, the Stormtroopers made an appearance. There's been, I think, Obi-Wan Kenobi is around here as well, so the kids are having fun. It's not too bad of a crowd, a beautiful Friday night, as Dwyer steps off and leads again.
Definitely a fun theme night here at Alumni Field. Our general manager, Matt Wright, was very upset to be missing out, wasn't able to make it to the game tonight, but he is a huge Star Wars fan.
There you go. I think he and I would get along pretty well.
Do you have a favorite Star Wars film?
Star Wars film? It's a tough one. I think Empire Strikes Back is always a classic. That's a good one, but I saw Revenge of the Sith on the re-release. That was pretty good too. The 3-2, inside ball 4. So now 2 on with no outs for the Nighthawks early in the first inning, and that brings up the DH Kyle Nearai with 3 RBIs on the year.
Nearai typically been in that left field position for the Nighthawks. He's been a vacuum out in that section of the field. Made an excellent catch last night against the North Adams Steeple Cats. Took a dive backhanded, but was able to come up with the catch.
So 2 runners on with no outs, and Verbatten's first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Yesterday, or rather yesterday against North Adams, in a game that Upper Valley won 12-1. He takes the 1-0 for a strike. Was 0 for 3, but scored 2 runs and drove 1 in.
That's right. Didn't have a lot of hits last night, but took a lot of walks and was able to push his teammates forward and score a lot of runs for the Nighthawks.
Dwyer dancing around over there at second. 2 ball, Cup will take it himself and nab 2 outs. A great play from the shortstop. Made an error earlier in the inning, but made up for it without a problem as a 6-3 double play, and there's 2 away here in the first.
So the Nighthawks now with 2 outs on the board, but the first potential run of the game, 90 feet away from home in Joey Dwyer. Anthony Greco looking to capitalize off of this. Last night, he was the only Nighthawk to record an extra base hit, had a double out to right field.
And the first pitch from Rabatin fouled off and catches Skyler.
Been one of the
Take a breather.
Greco been one of the strongest hitters for the Nighthawks, averaging 368.
Oof. Not a fun spot to get hit for TJ Skyler. Those that just gets off the bat and you can't track it with the glove. Hopefully he's okay. As he and John Patala will have a conversation. Foul tip. As TJ Skyler gets some words of encouragement from his teammates in the dugout. Nothing in 1 with 2 away to the 4-slot hitter Greco. Righty-lefty matchup. And here we go. 0-1, another foul tip. That time it avoids TJ Skyler, thankfully. And 0-2. Anthony Greco, a guy from William and Mary, East Amherst, New York. On the year, 368, no home runs and 4 RBIs, and an 0-2 count for the lefty right fielder, and Rabatin rings him up on 3 straight strikes at 94 miles an hour on that last pitch. We're through 1/2 inning. It's still 0-0, but the Nighthawks threatened. Rabatin shut him down, and we'll go into the bottom of the first. 0-0 here from Keene, New Hampshire.
One more disappointment, added to the ones you left behind.
There he goes, on a second, got him.
One that's gone, 2-run shot for the whistle. This young man has the payoff is crushed. Off the beams, running schemes, touchdown. But burning me, you're the shot deep to left. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I thought the one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover, work the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one all, one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
Here we are at Alumni Field, 0-0 game after the top of the first. And the first 3 hitters for the SwampBats today, Michael O'Brien, Jack Herring, and Dylan Cupp. The pitcher for the Upper Valley Nighthawks is the right-hander, Flynn Howard.
That's right, this is his 2nd appearance for the Nighthawks. During his first appearance during that first game of the season through 4 innings. Allowed 2 walks, but struck out 6 and held them hitless. This past season at Merrimack College, he threw for 38.1 innings, striking out 24 for an overall 5.17 ERA. He hails from Washington, D.C., and heading into his freshman year, he was the 5th ranked right-handed pitcher and 5th overall recruit coming out of that D.C. area by perfect game.
And the first batter he'll face is one of the hottest bats on the SwampBats, as this one's laced well out to right field. One hops off the wall. O'Brien will hesitate as he rounds first. It'll be a leadoff single on the first pitch he sees. And that's the first hit that Flynn Howard has allowed all season.
A beautifully crushed ball from O'Brien that hit exactly where he wanted it to go. He came into this game with an average of .421.
And Sean McKenna's lineup will look like this. Jack Herring, the right fielder. In the 2-slot, Dylan Cupp, the shortstop. Then Chandler Tupou at first, as he's played every game this year. Nick Romano, third baseman, the everyday guy. Then Lipsy, Skyler, the catcher. Ty Manolfi, who had a great day after not seeing a lot of time. He had 3 RBIs last night at Maine, so he gets another shot at the DH spot. And then Andrew Bell, the second baseman, in the 9-hole, making his SwampBats debut. Herring, a guy who has one of the smoothest swings on the team, and a lot of power. 1-0. And Herring looks at one inside. Herring, the average isn't just there where he wants it to be. He's 2 for 14, so a 143 average, but power is there. He's got 2 RBIs, drawn some walks as well. He's drawn 4 walks. And the 2-0 to Herring, the left fielder from East Carolina, as O'Brien takes his lead and now goes. Swinging a chopper, he'll hop over the ball, and they'll take the out at first as O'Brien moves over to second. So good team baseball there from the SwampBats as they will try and get another runner on. Dylan Cupp will be the hitter, and here's the defensive alignment for the Nighthawks. Phoebe, who's impressed you the most fielding-wise from the Nighthawks this year?
I think fielding-wise, definitely Kyle Neary in left field and Nick O'Neill from center field. He wasn't there for the first 2 games, but since his appearance, he's been a vacuum out in center field. Has a great eye on him.
First pitch to Dylan Cupp, the shortstop, is low and away at 89 miles an hour.
And then I mentioned when Neary was up to bat, his incredible dive last night, had a backhanded catch out in left field. Looked like an impossible catch to make, but he got a great hand on it.
There's been a couple of solid catches from both of these teams. In the last home game, when Keene was facing off against the North Adams Steeplecats, Marshall Lipsey's snag in right field was #2 on SportsCenter that night. So that was a pretty cool thing to see. Twisted around in the air and fell over to make the catch. Unbelievable play. Lipsey, he's in center tonight. And a 1-1 to Dylan Cupp, the shortstop. Played 2025 at Mississippi State. Takes strike 2.
Cupp has been having a strong season with the SwampBats so far. Has made 18 at-bats, recorded 4 runs, 5 hits. 2 of them base hits, been walked 4 times, and only been struck out 5 times.
1-2 with 1 away with a runner on second. That's O'Brien. He dances around, and Cupp just gets under it. Cupp, an effective day at the plate, 1 for 4, and he scored a run at Sanford yesterday. Sanford, a team that Keene got out to an early lead against. It was 5-0, and then Sanford started clawing their way back. Keene got an insurance run in the late stages of the game, and then Jake Hooker came in and slammed the door for the SwampBats' 6th consecutive win last night. Sanford, who had their home opener rained out, I think 4 times. That was their home opener last night. I gotta tell you, if you've not been to Good Old Park yet, it's unbelievable.
We have not been there yet.
It's a treat.
For the first time on Sunday, and then we're back again Monday night, as we were supposed to play them on the road earlier this season. It got rained out. One of their 4 home openers that were rained out.
1-2. Cupp doing a good job to stay alive.
So we'll actually see the Mainers 3 times in a row, starting with a home game tomorrow, and then back-to-back road games on Sunday and Monday.
So still a 1-2 count, but this definitely won't be the 4th pitch of this at-bat. This is the 7th of the at-bat. So there's been 3 straight foul balls. Here's another 1-2. This one's hit high, out to center field. Back it goes at the warning track, making the jump over, and it'll fly as the center fielder, Joey Dwyer, knocked it out of the park. A 2-run shot in the bottom of the 1st. And the SwampBats have a 2-0 lead. Dylan Cupp mashes his 1st home run as a SwampBat in 2025.
Huge play from Dylan Cupp. That's gotta feel dejecting if you're Joey Dwyer. He had a hand on it. It just bounced out of his glove and over the fence out of the park. But I'm sure he'll be able to shake it off and refocus on the game at hand.
So another look at this is Dylan Cupp got that one 89 miles an hour off the bat, and he thought he had it in his glove, and Dwyer just looks back at the fence, hit off his glove and popped over the outfield wall. So an early 2-0 lead for the SwampBats, as now it's Chandler Tupou, the first baseman, hitting in the 4 slot today. Only one away on that Jack Herring ground out, as O'Brien came in to score on that dinger. Tupou hitting 280 on the year, originally from Washington, as he hits this one high and deep, foul territory on the right side. Racing after it is Prezano, but instead calling him off is A.J. Brax, and he makes the snag for out number 2. A nice range play from the middle infielder Brax, and oftentimes for first baseman, then they don't have a beat on it. They've got to go more back, but a good job by Brax, good team play.
Definitely, and Brax has got some speed on him, being able to charge from second base way out into the foul territory along the right field line.
And this will bring up the everyday third baseman Nick Romano, who is a switch hitter. Fly ball just off the side of the third base, and that'll be snagged by Cooper Blauser, and that will retire the side. However, Dylan Cupp gets the bats on the board with a 2-run shot to center. It's 2-0 after 1.
SwampBats golden chance here from Fragrance, located in the swamp just south of Keene. Family owned and operated for 75 years, carrying quality furniture for every home of your home. The lucky ticket number, 752-750. 752-750. Bring that huge swamp shop to get your golden chance here, courtesy of Fragrance. 752-750.
All right, top of the second here from Alumni Field, and the crowd is filling in pretty nicely today. And why wouldn't you come out to the ballpark? A beautiful Friday evening, not too hot, not too cool. It's the perfect temperature for some baseball. And the SwampBats fans are happy after that bottom of the first.
That is definitely an exciting top of the first, really getting them going, giving them something to cheer for. A beautifully crushed ball from Cupp, scoring a home run, scoring 2 for the SwampBats. Looking to fight back from the plate now are the Nighthawks. Alumni Field is where they recorded their first and only loss of the season, so definitely looking to avenge themselves here.
2-0 game, and Rabatin has some cushion to work with as he steps out for another inning. Grounder, Cupp picks it up, and a clean play for the shortstop of the Bats. It's 1 away on the first pitch of the second. There's that same sort of play how Dwyer reached in the top of the first, but Cupp gets another shot at it, and you know he's not going to make that same mistake twice, so very smooth from Dylan Cupp.
He's now made 2 successful throws from that scoop up in short, throw over to first. So definitely leaving that error way behind in his memory.
We're batting a liner back up the middle. That's down for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Cole Fellows, who's 2 for 3 on the year with an RBI.
He's currently leading the Nighthawks in batting average, averaging .667. He was also a member of the Nighthawks last season, so making a return this season. He is a very strong bat for the Nighthawks, but this is only the 2nd appearance he's made so far this 2025 season.
Look at this bat that Ryan McDougall has. This is really interesting. Have you ever seen this? Is this a new thing for him?
This is new.
Huh.
He typically uses the green and pink bat during the game, so this is the first time we've seen this kind of striped.
It's like a tree bark, or like a, it reminds me of s'mores, like burnt marshmallows. I don't know. Anyway, interesting decor on that bat. Late on that fastball, or rather off-speed pitch from Rabatin, makes it 1-1. Runner on first is Cole Fellows. Stolen 1 bag on the year. And Ryan McDougall, a guy who plays his college ball at Dayton. Verbatten, another Ohio college player at Kent State. There's a fastball that's gets Cole Fellows to be late again. So 1-2 from Ben Verbatten. He's already struck out one today. Swinging a foul, and it hits off of the batter McDougal, the catcher. Hasn't had a too bad season at the plate. 273, no home runs, and 2 RBIs.
That's right, coming up close on his average during his season at Dayton. He averaged 291 this past season at an on-base percentage of .414. So he's coming up along those stats in the summer.
Upper Valley as a team still looking for their first home run of the year. Here's the 1-2. And McDougal doing a good job of staying alive. Verbatten, a guy who can change speeds on you pretty quick. 92 on that fastball. He can throw his off speed down in the 84, 85 range. So it's tough for hitters. Another 1-2 on its way. Swinging a high fly ball, left field, and a beat on it is what O'Brien has. He'll make the snag. 2 away. Easy snag for the left fielder Michael O'Brien, who's been also this outfield is really solid thus far this year for the SwampBats defensively, and they're making the right plays. Gabe Pitts sometimes plays center field. He's got a lot of speed, but they don't want him in the lineup. Then they've got plenty of other options, and usually Lipsy will move over to right, and then Herring might sometimes DHs. Good block by Schuyler on the first pitch is low for ball 1. But just having the options as a manager has got to be a good thing for Sean McKenna.
Oh, definitely. That's something you want, especially as you get later into the summer season. You know, a lot of your roster might be heading back home before they start the fall season at their respective schools. So being able to have a lot of options and maintain that consistency and efficiency that you saw at the beginning of the season is definitely a huge advantage in summer ball.
Ball and a strike to the hitter, Cooper Blauser, the third baseman, who's still looking for his first hit of 2025.
This is only his second appearance with the Nighthawks. Made his first appearance a few nights ago in Montpelier, Vermont against the Mountaineers. Was only struck out once, but was unable to reach base.
Another 1-1. That's low. And the off-speed pitch from Verbatten came in at 82 miles an hour. Righty-righty matchup with Blauser at the plate, third baseman. Plays his college ball at Jacksonville State. Swings past that fastball. Originally from Alpharetta, Georgia, and spent his first 2 years as a Tiger at Clemson, but found a lot greater success this past year at Jacksonville State. He hit just under 300 at 298. Here's the 2-2 from Verbatten. Outside, and it's a full count with 2 away, so that'll put Fellows in motion.
Blauser hoping to capitalize on this. Could be his last chance at bat. Nighthawks hoping not to leave another runner left on base as they're trailing by 2.
The payoff pitch with 2 away. Goes the runner, and a swing and a miss as TJ Schuyler picks it in the glove. And Verbatten ends the second with a strikeout, just like he ended the first. 2-0 in favor of the home team, the SwampBats. And we're through 1.5. Lipsy, Schuyler, and Manolfi due up for the Bats.
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together. Together, we can help your business grow. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can help your family spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before.
Marshall Lipsey will lead the SwampBats off, the center fielder from FAU, who had that amazing catch a couple nights ago in the last home game. And take a look at this. Takes an awkward route to the ball, but spins around in midair and makes a snag. A beautiful catch from the right fielder Lipsey, and that made it good enough for the second spot on the Sports Center top 10 plays, which is this early in the season always fun to see. Hopefully we'll see another one. Always good to represent the NECBL on Sports Center. I think there was a Valley player who made a nice play that made an appearance on that list as well.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in the 5 spot.
I think that sounds right, as there's a laser down the right field line, and now Lipsey's gonna stretch it to 2, and he dives in safely. Good heads-up base running from Marshall Lipsey as he's having some fun with his teammates in the dugout. Already a man in scoring position, and no outs, as Lipsey's happy about that one.
It's a very fun little celebration, no doubt an inside joke with the team. Are
Probably.
you privy to that?
I am not. I can't say I know where that one comes from. I'll have to figure that out and then decide whether it's suitable for dissemination over the airwaves.
It's nice to see that the team is definitely bonding already. They're starting to build some rapport and some inside jokes.
Oh yeah, these guys. You can see when they come to the ballpark, they like to have fun. Obviously the win streak helps, but it seems like it's a good group of guys. Chopper to the left side, Skyler trying to beat it out at first, but he's late by a step. Nice throw from Blauser over to Presano, but that moves Lipsey over to third, 90 feet away from scoring.
So the SwampBats threat yet again, and with only 1 out on the board. Howard gonna hope to send down Manolfi and Bell in order to stop the SwampBats from scoring again and give the Nighthawks a better chance from the plate when we return with the top of the third.
Yeah, only 1 away. That's Ty Manolfi. Looks at a ball, and Manolfi, who drove in 3 last night, and the SwampBats needed every bit of it. He hit in the 9 slot. Rather, excuse me, drove in 2. He had 3 hits, 3 for 4, scored twice and drove in 2 runs. With some pretty clutch pieces of hitting. Manolfi pops this one up high into the evening sky as Blauser makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Pop out in foul territory from Manolfi. And now it'll be up to Andrew Bell, making his first plate appearance as a SwampBat. Bell, a shortstop by trade, but he can play both middle infield spots. Originally from Denver, Colorado, a 6'0", 190 rising sophomore. Rated the #1 shortstop in Colorado coming out of high school, #5 overall player in the state of Colorado, but didn't see a ton of playing time. Had 16 at-bats in the 21 games he appeared in, only hit 125. Hit a home run, though, against North Carolina A&T all the way back on March 4th.
He's had a very decorated career so far. He attended Regis Jesuit, and he was the first player in 25 years to record 100 hits.
In a high school season, that's tough. I think high school teams usually play, I want to say, around 25 games a season. They don't make it to the postseason. As there's a swing and a miss. He goes down on 3 straight strikes. And the Bats strand Lipsey at third. They still have a 2-0 lead to work with as we head into the 3rd inning. 9-1-2 due up for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. When we come back, it's the NECBL from Keene, New Hampshire.
8 fierce competitors today. For the race to Darth Vader, including the birthday boy Noah. Let's see who can get to it first. Are you guys ready? All right. On your mark, get set, go. And we're off. Here we go. Who's going to get there first? And on the right, great, and he got him. He wins. Noah wins.
There's Darth Vader as the kids all ran towards him. I don't know why they're running toward him. They probably should be running away from him. And it's Star Wars night here at Alumni Field. A great promotion for the kids. And there's a lot of them who come out to watch the SwampBats. It's a great family affair. And why not on a beautiful Friday night? Come out to Alumni Field and catch a game. Oftentimes it's the memories that families will make together. That's what they come here to do. And it's always fun seeing people have fun at the ballpark. That's why we're here.
And no better time to come than now. It's the start of their summer. School just let out. It is officially summer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The first pitch slider from Rabatin is down and away. A.J. Bratz, the Marist College senior. The 1-0 count. Swinging a drive, center field. Back on it is Lipsy at the wall, and he makes the catch on the warning track for the first out.
A very hard hit ball from Bratz. Directly into center field, though, and SwampBats Lipsy all over it.
Lipsy, a guy with a lot of range and some speed there as well. Came off the bat at 88 miles an hour and ended up traveling 318 feet. So right at that warning track distance, just needed a little bit more to get out, but it's one away as home plate umpire John Patala gets pumped on that one, and he looks like he's all right. Foul tip, and seems like he's all right. He's checking out his mask, and I think he's glad he's wearing it. Has a chuckle with TJ Schuyler there.
Definitely a staple if you are home plate umpire.
You kind of need one of those. Definitely saw that TJ Schuyler needed his protective equipment earlier. The umpires wear it too, which is usually a smart decision. 0-1 on the leadoff hitter Joey Dwyer, reached on an error in the first. Looks at a ball. Evens it up at 1.
Dwyer threatened the first potential Nighthawks run, was over at third, and then unfortunately wasn't able to come home.
That one runs inside and drills him clean in the back, and he'll have a free pass to first base.
So Dwyer has now reached base on both at-bats. As I said earlier, he's been very good at getting on base. We saw that through the first 2 games when he was in that leadoff position. He's now returned to that leadoff position.
You wonder how many times, how many different ways he can reach base. He's already got 2. He just needs a hit and then be a drop third strike. That'll be one of the other ways. And walk. Collecting them all, maybe. First pitch strike to the shortstop Spanier.
I think that would be a good challenge for him in this game. See how many ways he can get on base.
I think his coaches might just want him to get out on base in any way he can. And a hit by pitch certainly helps as he'll try and steal a bag. Schuyler struggles with the transfer, and there'll be no throw. A stolen base for Dwyer.
Another thing he's been very good at, not just this summer, but also in his school career, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He's been very efficient at implementing that vaulting strategy, gets a huge jump off the base to effectively steal.
And this one skips away from Schuyler, and Dwyer will round and have a look at home, but head back to third.
So a deja vu moment for Dwyer, standing 90 feet away from home, in a better position now with only 1 out on the board for the Nighthawks.
Yep. Anthony Greco couldn't drive him in as he struck out as the 4th hitter in that first inning. Dwyer, that speed. The fact that he even rounded and third and looked at home tells you what you need to know about a guy like that. And center field, usually a pretty good spot for him. As Spanier, a 2-1 count with one away. Rabatin deals. Swinging a high fly ball towards right field. Under it is Herring. Throw into the plate. It's late, and the Nighthawks are on the board. It's 2-1. A sac fly RBI from Spanier, and Dwyer comes around to score.
So the Nighthawks put one on the scoreboard. They've now cut the SwampBats lead in half. It's exactly what they wanted to do here, starting to build some momentum from the plate. This is something they struggled with during their first appearance against Keene. It took until the 6th inning for the hitting to really start going and the bats to get hot.
First pitch, a strike to Kyle Neride, the designated hitter.
But as we've seen in these past couple of games, after their 3 days off from the rain, the hitting has come alive. They've really found their groove from the plate.
Appeal down to the first base umpire, Scott Pellerin. He says he did not go around. TJ Schuyler and the SwampBats dugout are convinced that he did go around. So now John Patala and Scott Pellerin will have a meeting about it. And yes, he did. So it'll be a strike, an 0-2.
With the home plate umpire, John Patala, exclaiming it was his fault. Must have been just a miscommunication between umpires.
0-2, a high fastball, blew it right by him for the third out of the inning. That one at 92, and Rabatin struts off. The Nighthawks plate one, and it's still a one-run game, 2-1, as we head to the bottom of 3 here from Keene, New Hampshire. It's the New England League on a Friday night. Bottom 3 we go, and it's the top of the lineup. Up to the plate for the SwampBats, Michael O'Brien, Jack Herring, and Dylan Cupp, who first put the bats on the board in that first inning with a 2-run home run. It's a 1-2 ball game as we're just past 7:15 p.m. here in New Hampshire. And Flynn Howard back out there for a third inning of work. Hit around a little bit in that first and then only allowed one. Lipsy got to third base with 1 out, and then he got stranded there. First pitch is high to the left-handed batter, Michael O'Brien.
That's right, after watching your offense score across 1 and bring this to a 1-run game, Howard definitely hoping to keep the score the same, to give his offense another chance at tying the game when they are able to take back to the plate. After giving up those first 2 in the bottom of the first, made a great response in the bottom of the second, looking to build off that momentum.
1-2. High at the bill of the helmet level. It's 2-2 now. Not a ton of velocity from Howard. Rabatin more of a flamethrower than Howard is, but he's been able to get some strikeouts as there's a ground ball to the second base side. Rats picks it up, throw over to first. And a simple ground out for the first out of the bottom of the third. We'll bring up Jack Herring, who grounded into a ground out. Grants to Presano in his last AAB. 2-1 ball game off that Dillon Cup home run as he stands on deck. First pitch, a breaking ball, and there for a strike. Herring, a very straight up batting stance. Looks at one low at his shins. 1-1. Breaking ball, outside half the plate, that's a strike. Props to Herring, he's got the purple cleats, that's because he plays for the East Carolina Pirates, but helps when you play for a Purple Summer Ball League team too.
It's always nice when you're able to tie in a bit of home to your summer ball experience.
1-2, that's high. Evens it up. All these guys coming in from a bunch of different places. Some teams in the league have guys more local. Keene kind of goes all over the place as there's a liner down the right field line. It's just foul by a couple of feet. Would have been a double at least for Herring, with a chance to stretch it to maybe 3, but it just goes foul. We stay at 2-2. Game of inches, wow.
You saw right fielder Anthony Greco charging in. Would have been a couple of steps behind if it had remained in play. A nice break for the Nighthawks, as Flynn will do it again.
Laser down the left field sign. Great diving play by Blauser. Throw to first in time. Nice play from the third baseman, Cooper Blauser, to retire the second of the inning.
That was a beautiful catch out of Blauser. You saw him hit the ground to make that catch. The backhand able to spin around and make the throw over to Presano at first. Playing in the hot corner tonight was not a part of the Nighthawks lineup last night. That was Traumer out at third, but he did make his first appearance in the hot corner earlier this week in Montpelier.
Dillon Cup takes ball 1. There's the 1-0. Swing and a miss from Cup. We're going to send it down to Ryan Fitzpatrick and an update on Michael O'Brien. Ryan?
For me to say that? Yeah, so going on down here, right after O'Brien recorded an out right there, he went to the dugout as that was lined to left field for a base hit for Cup. And right after O'Brien recorded that out, he actually went to the dugout. He's still feeling it. After coming off the field last time up, he went to the side of the field and started stretching. So after he recorded that out, called over Casey O'Brien, the first base coach, and said he might be done for this one. So we'll see if he goes back out in the field when the top of the inning comes around. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Update, sounds like Michael O'Brien's day might be done. He turned around first in that first inning, or rather in that third, and stopped short. Hopefully he's okay. But our sideline reporter telling us that we might not be seeing him for the rest of the day. 1-0 as Cup reached on a single.
Cup been having a great night of hitting during his first at-bat. Had that home run to score 2 for the SwampBats.
1-0. Tupou takes strike 1. Recollect. O'Brien, one of the better hitters, hitting .421 coming into this game for the Bats. Certainly hope that he's okay as this one's laced out to right field, running in on it, making... Oh my goodness, he caught that ball. A diving grab from Anthony Greco. And that ends the inning. Lays out for it and makes the snag, and he'll be due up when we come back 2-1 in favor of the SwampBats as we're through 3 innings here from Alumni Field.
SwampBat fans, tonight's Brushing the Bases is brought to you big hand. Like a nice set of teeth, bases need to be thoroughly brushed at least twice a day. Thanks to Spoonwood Dental, Ribby brushes every day to keep his big smile looking great for all of his pictures. Just like Ribby, make sure to visit Spoonwood Dental for all your dental needs.
So the ascending for the future. Buying your first home will grow your business. NBC Bank is here to help you step up to the plate and hit a home run with your finances. NBC Bank, it's not here. Hungry for a home run meal? Swing by the Stage Restaurant and Bar in downtown Keene. If you're in the mood for flavorful comfort food classics of bold, chef-driven creation, Stage knocks it out of the park. Join us for a Keene family dinner.
And we're back here at Alumni Field. SwampBats and the Nighthawks. SwampBats still lead by 1. Looking to change that from the plate are the Nighthawks. Leading off going to be Anthony Greco. Then it's Ryan Prezano and Cole Fellows due up. Anthony Greco ended the bottom of the 3rd with a chin dive catch. His second of the season. He had one last night against the North Adams Steeple Cats. An incredible dive out of Greco. Been making some great plays from the right field position. Batting .368 so far this season. He's had 7 hits this summer. Looking to tack onto that from the plate as a first offering. Gonna be just missing for ball 1. Batten deals the 1-0. That one just low for ball 2. So Greco now sitting in favor of the count. He was struck out during his last at-bat. Batten kicks and deals. That one's high for ball 3. That one topping out at 91 miles per hour.
Batten, a guy who has the velocity for sure. Look at him, it's not the tallest guy, only 6 feet, but he can get down the mound and has a lot of power.
As the 3-0 is low and outside for ball 4, Greco will take his base at first. Puts one on for Prezano last at bat, grounded out to the shortstop, Cup. Greco now representing the tying run over at first. Prezano looking to capitalize on that here from the plate. First offering to Prezano. That one just high for ball 1. Prezano hails from Wilton, Connecticut, so not too far from home. Plays his college ball at Wake Forest. He's going into his junior year. Coming out of high school, he was ranked the #1 shortstop out of Connecticut by Perfect Game and was even a Connecticut Gatorade Player of the Year candidate. This past college season, had 38 at-bats and slashed .263, .417, .474, as we're going to see a conclusion of the mound visit between Skyler and Batten.
Pitching coach Stephen Bangs for the SwampBats, who was a pitcher for Keene last year, led the team in appearances and came back as the pitching coach this year.
It's always fun when you have former players joining as part of the coaching staff, as the 1-0 going to be in there for strike 1. The Nighthawks, their hitting coach Adarius Myers played for the Nighthawks in 2022 and 2023. Played his college ball at Louisiana Tech, as the 1-1 going to be fouled off for strike 2. So Prezano in a 1-2 count. He's got Greco over at first. None away as the Nighthawks sit behind by 1 run. Batten deals, and that one is crushed out into center field. Under it with the catch, gonna be Lipsy. That's gonna record out number 1 on the Nighthawks. Greco gonna remain over at first. As now number 7, the Columbia man, Cole Fellows, steps up to the plate.
Fellows who had the first base hit of the day. The first base hit against Ben Rabatin this season. Rabatin really carved up that North Shore lineup last Thursday. North Shore, a team right now who's sitting at 2-6, 4.5 games back in the division lead.
First offering to Fellows, gonna be low and outside for ball 1. Fellows sporting some neon green tall socks. We saw him for the first time the other night when the Nighthawks donned their green jerseys for the first time against the Vermont Mountaineers in Montpelier as the 1-0 in the dirt for ball 2. I gotta say, of the Nighthawks jerseys, I think the neon green has been my favorite so far.
The neon green, huh? So they have this one. They're away. Do they have a home? They wear home whites?
Home whites,
Home
yes.
whites, okay. And then I like when teams get creative with those alternate uniforms. I think it's fun.
I also learned from hitting coach Adarius Myers, as Rabatin gonna make a pickoff attempt on Greco, from hitting coach Adarius Myers and President Noah Crane, that the Nighthawks used to spray paint their home bases neon green, which I am hoping they bring back. I think that's a fun tradition. As a 2-0, gonna be fouled off down the third base line.
I guess if there's no rule that the bases have to be white, I mean, they probably can't spray paint, or they probably can't paint the home plate. But I guess if there's no rules on the bases, then yeah, why not? Go after it.
I think President Noah Crane said that the only reason it was really retired was just kind of laziness. No one really wanted to go out and spray paint them all the time, but
clean them up after. Maybe they have, hey!
2-1, fouled off into the backstop.
It's the first time we've had a ball come this way at the press box.
Made a huge funk against that wooden sill.
Yep.
So Fellows now in an even 2-2 count. He has Greco over at first, already 1 away. Rabatin kicks and deals. That one's gonna land in the dirt and gets away from Skylar. With that, Greco gonna advance to second. He has now put the tying run in scoring position as Fellows sits in a full count. The full count to Fellows. That one's in the dirt for ball 4, so Fellows gonna take his base. He has now put 2 on for the catcher, number 37, McDougal. He flew out to the left field during his previous at-bat, looking for another hard-hit ball.
That would be best case scenario. Looks like there is some action in the Bats bullpen down the first base line. Marcello Mastriani, I think, is warming up down there. Lefty played last year at Duke.
First offering to McDougal, low and outside for ball 1.
Batten losing his command a little bit right now. Just trying to focus on getting it back, and he's got a defense that's absolutely able to work behind him. We've seen it today.
As the 1-0 gonna be fouled off for strike 1.
It's a great pitch.
As you said, really great at switching up the speeds. First offering to McDougal, topped out at 91. That last pitch at 82. Batten with the 1-1. That one just missing for ball 2.
It's a breaking ball that tried to catch that outside half of the plate, or outside corner, but maybe just missed.
The 2-1 to McDougal, and that one hit high into right field. Under it with the catch, gonna be Herring. He makes the throw over to second, but runners elected not to move, so they're safe. Greco's still in scoring position at second, Fellows at first. As now Cooper. Blauser going to step up to the plate.
The biggest thing for Batten is just get out of this inning. Only one in scoring position. That's the good news. And a nice catch from Herring and a great throw back in. That had some zip on it, kept everybody in their places. And the Nighthawks have the scouting report. They know that Herring has got the arm from right to third. That's kind of the highlight play. That's why you have your right fielder with a big arm out there.
First offering to Blauser in there for strike one. Blauser was struck out during his first at bat. Sits in an 0-1 count with 2 away. 2 runners on as the 0-1 swing and a miss for strike 2.
They had just caught the top of the barrel and one of those where the ball doesn't change too much flight. It got past Skyler. This will be a big moment if Batten can get out of this.
0-2, that one shallowly hit down that right field line. It's gonna stay in play, and Greco comes around to score. Blauser still going. He's safe at second. So the Nighthawks have tied the score at 2. They still have 2 runners on. You've got Fellows in scoring position, 90 feet away at third. Blauser impressively safe over at second. The tag just not coming in time as that ball hit very nicely
there was
along the right
interference
field
on
line.
Tupou. He was in the base path. That's why the runner was safe. Tupou couldn't get out of the way. Bumped into the runner in that base path. So now, yeah, second and third. Great replay by our crew here.
Is the first offering to AJ Bratz in the dirt for ball 1.
I was confused on what had happened there, but that makes sense.
Batten deals. That one's in there for strike 1. AJ Bratz was supposed to get the night off 2 nights ago against the Vermont Mountaineers, was brought in at the last minute as a pinch hitter, recorded a base hit that allowed the Nighthawks to put up 3 in the top of the 9th to take the victory of the Mountaineers, as Bratz gonna crush that into the glove of Cup. That's gonna record the 3rd out of the inning. So the Nighthawks leave 2 stranded, but not before they tie the score at 2. Looking to reestablish a lead when we return with the bottom of the 4th, the Keene SwampBats.
What I'm looking for in a bank is one that's looking out for me, like NBT. I want a relationship and a team that supports me and my dreams, like NBT. And let's face it, life can get challenging. I need a bank that's focused on me. They've been rated tops in all the things that matter, like trust, customer service, and financial advice. So when I need a bank I can trust, it's always NBT and me.
Rondé Barber here. Being in the NFL for 16 years, I've dealt with my fair share of bumps and bruises. But typical ice packs never stayed cold long enough, were messy, and inconvenient. HurtSkirt offers the same long-lasting treatment as ice does, but without the hassle. HurtSkirt uses no antifreeze chemicals, ensuring that panels freeze solid and stay colder for longer. Drop the ice, skirt the hurt. Use code BARBER20 for 20% off and free shipping at HurtSkirt.com.
Live from Keene, New Hampshire, it's Andrew Hilsman and Phoebe Winters on the call for the Keene SwampBats and the Upper Valley Nighthawks. The Nighthawks tie the score at 2 in the top of the 4th. Looking to keep the score the same as Flynn Howard on the bump. Held him scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom of the 2nd after letting 2 go by.
That's the mark of a good pitcher, when you can respond after giving up a couple of runs, especially that home run from Dylan Cupp in the 1st, and respond with a couple consecutive scoreless innings. That he knows he's on top of his stuff. He trusts what he's doing, and we can see it as well.
Absolutely. Up at the plate, number 21, Nicholas Romano, hit first offering. Gonna be low for ball 1. It's 5, 6, 7 due up for the SwampBats, Romano, Lipsy, and Skylar as the next offering to Romano will be outside for ball 2. And as you said, Andrew, Howard has been making a huge response. It's the 1-2. That one's going to be lined, going to drop for a base hit in center field. Romano putting one on for Lipsy. Lipsy recorded a hit during his last at-bat. The SwampBats hoping to reestablish their lead here after the Nighthawks tied it up.
So a really good job here by Romano to just shore up the hands. His hands were closer to the top of that grip and put it in between the infielder and the outfielder and just get on first. It's an excellent piece of hitting. When he's a switch hitter. It's a tool that he's able to use and not need to ever really leave the lineup. He can face both righties and lefties pretty equally.
It's Howard.
Good contact hitter too.
Howard puts one in against Lipsy, count 0-1. I like Romano's pink sleeve out there. This is the 0-1 to Lipsy. Gonna be lined out into center field. That will also drop for a base hit.
Yeah, Romano had that sleeve last night. I don't know, I don't remember if it's a new thing. I noticed it for the first time last night, and I'm like, you know, it's hard to miss. So I feel like I would have noticed it, but maybe he has been wearing it and I just haven't been paying attention. Sometimes that happens, but 2 really solid base hits to start off this 4th inning for the SwampBats. This is what they needed, and now Skylar, who is a guy who still only has 1 hit, I believe, on the year. Be a good time for him to find another.
He'll swing and miss on that first offering for strike 1.
Sometimes it can be tough for a guy when he comes to a new spot to start timing the ball up. But Skylar, the Indiana man, I've seen him. He's got the pop in his bat. Even a better defensive player.
Is the 0-1 gonna miss? That one kind of popped out of McDougal's glove, but he was able to stay behind it and keep the runners in place. He's gonna have a quick chat with pitcher Flynn Howard.
Some action for Upper Valley as well in their bullpen.
That's right, during Howard's first appearance, he went for 4 innings, so likely gonna go for just 4 innings tonight.
Looks to me like it's Michael Bradshaw, a righty from Merrimack College, who's warming up.
As the 1-1, that one just missing for ball 2. Now Bradshaw
could be him or Aaron Potter, number 38.
Likely going to be Aaron Potter, as Bradshaw threw last night.
Then there you go. Yeah, I couldn't pick out the 9 or the 8, so look over it through a window, through binoculars. Sometimes it's a little tough.
As the 2-1, that's going to be grounded past Flynn. Brad's going to flip it over to second and toss it over to first. That's going to be outs 1 and 2 on Keene, but they have put the go-ahead run 90 feet away from home in Romano. Beautifully fielded play from Bratz, flipped it over to Spanier, and then Spanier made the throw to Brazano at first. That's taken away 2 threats from the SwampBats, but they are still threatening with Romano at third, as they have Ty Manolfi up at the plate.
Manolfi kind of struggled at the plate in his first couple of games. Now, yesterday, seems to have his approach at the plate back, but has work to do now.
Now sitting in an 0-2 hole with 2 away, hoping to get the go-ahead across home plate. He'll have to fight back from the plate as the 0-2. Gonna just miss.
Yeah, but Manolfi, a solid eye, and step back in. Not wasting his time either.
The 1-2. That one's high for ball 2.
Running up the speed, that sitting right at the 89-90 border for Howard.
The 2-2. That one can be grounded foul down that third base line.
Kind of flared the hands out at it and made contact. It came off the barrel, jumped off at 75 miles an hour. And if that one gets by the bag, then there's a chance that Romano comes in to score, but zipped on foul.
The 2-2. That one gonna land out in left field, so that's gonna score the go-ahead. Romano has reestablished this SwampBats lead with 3 after a beautifully hit ball from Manolfi. Landed just in left center field. Fellows unable to get to it in time.
You know Manolfi's gonna be happy with that one, continuing his hot streak from yesterday, where he was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. A fantastic day, and another RBI today. It's been switched to that DH spot, and now he's kind of flourishing. It's great to see.
As the first offering to Andrew Bell gonna be high for ball 1. Howard was able to strike Bell out during their first meeting. Hoping to do so again to stop the bleeding here. The 1-0. That one's high for ball 2.
He's gone to 2 straight breaking balls, and they've both been high and inside. He's just not starting that pitch out far enough over the plate and trusting it that it's going to break away from a righty batter. Guesses he goes fastball here.
As the 2-0. That one's going to be high and outside for ball 3.
And for Bell, who struck out on 3 pitches in the second, this is a considerably better at bat. Not chasing any of the first 3 offerings.
As the 3-0. That one in there for strike 1. Howard starting to fight back.
He knows that Bell is going to take whatever he throws at him there on 3-0. No reason for Bell to take the barrel off the shoulder. Now it's a little different. Real hitters count here.
As a 3-1, that one's popped high. And under it with the catch, and out number 3 gonna be Bratz. So the SwampBats leave one stranded, but not before they reestablish their lead. It's a 1-run game yet again. The Nighthawks looking to repeat and tie the game when we return with the top of the 5th.
Alrighty, fans, it is time for your favorite game tonight. We have 5 competitors for the Find Your Shoe race. Are you guys ready? All right. On your mark, get set, go. Get those shoes, get those shoes. We got Camo. Camo 1, missed it. Come on, Weezy. Get those shoes. You gotta put them on, you gotta put them on. Woo-hoo! Great job, Mia.
Lucky ticket time, ladies and gentlemen. For a $25 gift card to West Swansea Meats. 365-7324. 365-7324.
Live from Keene, New Hampshire, it's Andrew Hillsman and Phoebe Winters calling for the Keene SwampBats and the Upper Valley Nighthawks. The SwampBats putting a new arm on the bump, gonna be number 14. Marcello Mastriani hails from Little Silver, New Jersey, going into his junior year with the Duke Blue Devils. Andrew, what do you know about Mastriani?
Well, Duke, a team that, just lost a lot of their staff, so we'll see where he ends up next year. But he's told me he really likes Durham, and a Duke guy. He's got that blue accented glove. But Mastriani's made 1 appearance for the Bats this year, and it was pretty solid. So a high lefty leg kick, a different arm slot than what we've seen with Rabatin today. Often like to throw a righty and then a lefty, and some good stuff, but that high leg kick, it's pretty intimidating as a hitter.
He'll be faced with the top of the Nighthawks order, Joey Dwyer, Jack Spanier, and Kyle Neary. Dwyer reached base on both of his at-bats so far, but still looking for his first hit. He's able to reach on an error from the shortstop during his first at-bat, and then was banged with a hit during his second. But Dwyer once again showing very strong at getting on base, batting .417 so far this summer. He's had 5 hits, 1 run, and only been struck out 3 times.
It's great discipline for a guy to be only out 3 times on strikes.
He's gonna go down swinging on that first offering from Mastriani.
Well, when he's seen a righty twice, he's technically 0 for 0 today, I think. That hit by pitch, but that high leg kick from Cello.
Swing at that next offering. Now in an 0-2 hole. I see what you mean, that leg kick.
It's very up there, yeah.
Could be a can-can dancer. Mastriani with the 0-2. That one just outside for ball 1.
Mastriani, a guy who can impart some spin on the ball as well. High 80s, sometimes rarely touches the low 90s with that fastball, but a nice breaking ball. And against a righty hitter, if you aim at the back foot.
As the 1-2, that one's going to be popped high. And under it with the catch, and out number 1 going to be Tupou.
That's what he got out of that. And maybe the hitter anticipating the off-speed pitch, but a 73-mile-an-hour breaking ball from Marcello Mastriani means that he's going to go under it. Final stat line for Rabatin: 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and just under a third of his pitches were strikes.
Nice stat line from the SwampBats starting pitcher Rabatin. Up at the plate, the shortstop for the Nighthawks, Jack Spanier. First offering.
Just off. Yeah, it's close.
Looks like we're gonna actually have a meeting between John Patala and Sam Finn. They're gonna bring in Scott Pellerin in that as well.
Sean McKenna's out talking with her. He's confused about the call.
That one was definitely close.
It was close, right. You know, sometimes it can be tough to see from the angle. The umpire does have the best look at it, but I don't think there wasn't a check swing, no? I think he took that pitch all the way.
Yeah, no, Spanier was looking at it.
He was looking.
There was great framing from Skylar, so it definitely looks close. It's a bit difficult to tell from up here. Again, home plate umpire John Patula definitely has the best look at it, so we'll see what is ultimately decided. Spanier definitely hoping to not get down in the count. And the call is going to remain the same on the field. So Spanier in a 1-0 count, 1 away. The Nighthawks sitting behind by 1 run. They were able to tie it in the top of the 4th, looking to do it again and maybe establish their first lead of the evening. Again, they recorded their first loss of the season here at Alumni Field, so definitely coming in with a vengeance as the 1-0. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. Mastriani kicks and deals. That one gonna tail in there for strike 2. Great pitch out of Mastriani. That one tailed in at the last second.
It's a big time pitch upcoming for Mastriani.
The 1-2 to Spanier. That one's gonna miss for ball 2, so the count is now even on Spanier. Hasn't really seen a pitch he's liked so far in this at-bat.
Yeah, in Upper Valley, they've done a good job with plate discipline today, no doubt.
The 2-2. That one's going to be grounded foul down that third base line.
A couple of fastballs. He went fastball, fastball, and then an off-speed pitch, another fastball, and then back to the curveball. So Mastriani has the hitter Spanier kind of in the palm of his hand here. He's got a lot to work with.
The 2-2. That one's going to be in the dirt for ball 3. It's going to bring the count full on Spanier.
I want to let him go after a couple of good pitches earlier. Got him down 0-2. Got him down 1-2, I should say. going to want to let this hitter go.
The full count. That one missing. So Spanier going to take a walk out to first. Once again, showing off that plate discipline. That's his second walk of the evening. He has now put a runner on for the designated hitter, Kyle Neary. Grounded out to the shortstop during his first at-bat, was struck out during his last at-bat.
He grounded out into a double play, that 6-3 double play in the first inning. So that would be best case scenario right now for the Bats.
Is Neary going to look at that first offering for ball one? Neary has a very interesting superstition when he comes up to plate. As Mastriani going to attempt to pick off Spanier. That one going out of play. Spanier thinking he could reach second. Looks like going to have the umpire.
Yeah, that one out of play. There's no fence so the ball can stay in play. There's just that line over there where fans will put their lawn chairs right up to. But that, no real chance for it to come back in play if it sails past.
The 1-0 to Neary, that one's upstairs for ball two. Spanier has now put the tying run in scoring position. As I was saying, Neary has an interesting superstition. When he's coming up to play, he looks into his helmet where he has one of his favorite Bible verses taped on the inside, and then he draws his dog's initials into the dirt as a 2-0. That one's going to bounce in the dirt for ball three. Spanier steals third. He's now put the tying run 90 feet away.
Stephen Bangs wants time to come talk with Marcello Mastroianni out there.
Definitely a difficult situation to be put in. He's coming in to relieve, and after not being able to get Spanier out, Spanier is now 90 feet away from home. He's sitting behind in the count, hoping to reestablish control. Pep talk could be just what he needs here.
Just to reestablish that confidence might be what he needs.
Hasn't really been able to bait the Nighthawks pitchers after he got Dwyer to swing on two.
Bats have Andrew Lapine warming up in the bullpen at the moment.
Mastriani kicks and deals. That one's going to be outside, so Neary going to toss his bat aside and take his base at first. Runners now on the corners for Anthony Greco. He took a walk during his last at-bat after going down looking during his first at-bat.
So leaving the lefty in against the lefty. TJ Schuyler's gonna give some directions to his infield. The lefty-lefty matchup with Greco, who's 0 for 1, a strikeout in the first, and then scored. Is brought in by Cooper Blauser's double.
First offering going to be low for ball one.
Double in the fourth.
Definitely.
But the Nighthawks threatening.
Definitely best case scenario for them here. They have the tying run over at third. They only have one out on the board, and they still have another runner on the opposite corner in Kyle Neary as the 1-0. That one in there for strike one.
It's a good pitch. Mastriani able to look over to the runner at first and then focus back in to the catcher and deliver a strike.
The 1-1 to Greco. He's gonna crush that out into left center field, but under it with a catch, gonna be O'Brien. He's gonna make the throw to home. It's gonna bounce in front of Schuyler, so Spanier safely across. He's gonna score the tying run for the Nighthawks. So Neary still aboard at first. 2 outs now on the board for the Nighthawks, who have just tied the game at 3.
3 runs with 2 hits as well.
Prezano at the plate. He flew out to center field during his last at-bat. First offering over the plate for strike one.
First pitch strike has been something that's sort of been hard to come by outside of the first hitter of the inning for Marcello Mastroianni. There's the first one since, which is good for him.
The 0-1 to Prezano, gonna hit his left foot there.
Got him right on the shoe.
So he's gonna take his base at first. He's now pushed Nearai into scoring position with the go-ahead run. Now the left fielder, Cole Fellows, stepping up to the plate. Again, he's been leading the Nighthawks in batting average with .667. He's a returner, so he knows this field well after spending the 2024 summer in the NECBL. First offering to Fellows. Gonna be upstairs for ball one. Now after tying the score in the top of the fourth, it's like home plate umpire gonna have to calm down the Nighthawks dugout.
Well, I think Marcello Mastroianni wanted a new ball and he tossed it off to the side.
Count 1-0 on Fellows. Again, the Nighthawks, after tying the score in the top of the fourth, would like to actually establish the lead here. Fellows sitting 2-0 in the count, 2 outs on the board. Nearai with the go-ahead run in scoring position at second. Mastroianni fires, and that one could be sent out into right field. It's over the wall, bouncing on the roof of that red house out there, and Cole Fellows records the first home run for the Nighthawks this summer. The Nighthawks have now taken the lead as they've scored 4 in this inning, now leading by 3, 6-3. A beautifully crushed ball from Cole Fellows.
Ball was hit pretty hard. 97 miles an hour off the bat. Another look at it and see where this pitch ended up. Yeah, just right in the wheelhouse of a lefty hitter. Oftentimes lefty hitters like that ball down and in, and that's where he got it, and he jumped on it for a homer.
A huge confidence boost for the Nighthawks, starting to build that momentum. Ryan McDougall hoping to capitalize off this momentum. We saw this last night at home against the North Adams Steeplecats. Only took a few innings of really good hitting, put up a 7 spot in the bottom of the second, and then a 4 spot in the bottom of the 6th. First offering to McDougall. That one's in there for a strike one.
Nice off-speed pitch to reset himself for Mastroianni.
The 0-1. That one's in the dirt for ball one.
Umpire will get some new baseballs from the back kids.
The 1-1 to McDougall. That one just misses for ball 2. So now McDougall pulls out the regular green and
changed. Yeah, I wonder if it broke on the last one and it's flown out twice. Maybe a broken bat on one of those flyouts.
And it's the 2-1. That one's gonna miss for ball 3. Yeah, I don't know if it was broken or maybe he just felt like it was bringing him some bad luck. This bat definitely giving him some better luck so far. He's been showing great discipline from the plate, sitting ahead 3-1. And it's the 3-1. That one's gonna be in there for strike 2. So the count now full on McDougall. Mastroianni can stop the bleeding here. An important pitch for the SwampBat. And the full count. Swing and a miss for McDougall. So that's gonna be strike 3 and out number 3. The Nighthawks scratch across 4 to establish a 3-run lead. Looking to take the lead back when we return with the bottom of the 5th, the Keene SwampBats.
What makes a great team hat? It starts with a Z. For decades, Zephyr has been making the most iconic headwear in the game, trusted by teams, colleges, and pros. We cut out the middlemen and work directly with our manufacturers, so you get top quality, fast turnaround, and prices that make sense. From bold designs to unbeatable fit, Zephyr hats are built to match the quality of your team, right down to the last stitch. Zephyr Team Headwear, born from experience, built for teams that stand out.
Live from Keene, New Hampshire, it's Phoebe Winters and Andrew Hillsman calling for the Nighthawks and the Keene SwampBats. The Upper Valley Nighthawks take the lead with a 4 spot in the top of the 5th. They're leading 6-3. They've got a new arm on the bump. It's number 38, Aaron Potter.
Well, yeah, tough inning there for the SwampBats, but capitalization for Cole Fellows and just a good swing of the bat to bring home 3 on that home run. So we'll see what the new arm can do. And Potter, a 6'3", 195 right-hander who played last year at the University of North Florida. Leadoff hitter is going to be Michael O'Brien, who's still in the game. He tweaked his leg after that in that first inning, but stretched it out, and thankfully he's all right. So it'll be interesting to see whether he looks like whether he looks like himself. Hopefully he's not affected by it, but he says he's good enough to stay in the game, which is always good to see.
Definitely good to see that resilience and showing up for his team here. Recorded a base hit during his first at-bat. Has been good at getting the wood on the ball. He'll face Aaron Potter, who's making his 2nd appearance for the Nighthawks. Potter's first offering, that one's going to be low for ball 1.
A great job by our sideline reporter to get that info. Obviously, you and I can't talk to the players from up here, but he's got the inside scoop, and talked with O'Brien, and he said, "Hey, I'm good to go." Big swing there.
O'Brien going to swing and miss, count 1-1. I mean, you could certainly try to talk to the player.
I don't think it'd go very well.
I think they'd be pretty upset.
Well, yeah, I think just mostly confused would be my guess. Confusion, I think, would be the main emotion there.
The 1-1. That one just misses for ball 2. I think they might mistake it for heckling and maybe tune you out.
Yeah, well, they're used to that. I think especially in this game where it's been a little chippy. That's I don't think anybody's denying that. But yes, I think you're right.
The 2-1 from Potter. That one's high and outside for ball 3. Now Potter threw in the season opener for the Nighthawks, tossed 3 innings of work, walked 2 players, struck out 6, didn't allow a hit. As the 3-1, that one's going to be fouled off over the grandstand for strike 2.
O'Brien got his pitch to hit there, but maybe just a little bit under it. He's already hit a home run here at Alumni Field this year. Always a good time for another one if he can come up with something.
The full count from Potter. That one high and outside for ball 4. So O'Brien gonna take his base. He's gonna send up number 7, Jack Herring. Herring has yet to reach base so far this evening, but got some good contact on the ball during his first at-bat. Sent it directly to A.J. Bratz at 2nd. Potter kicks and deals, and Herring gonna send that one out into the glove of shortstop Jack Spanier. That's gonna record out number 1 on the SwampBats.
Yeah, just an unfortunate break there. First pitch he saw, he swings at it. And Herring, that's usually a guy you trust to do that. Maybe just caught it in off the hands and flared it out the other way. And a good read by Spanier to make the grab.
Now up at the plate, the man of the hour, Ryan Coop. He hit a home run to kick off the SwampBats lead in the bottom of the first. Also had a base hit during his last at-bat, the first offering from Potter, missing for ball one. The 1-0 to Dylan Cup. That one's going to be in the dirt for ball two.
It's a big time for Cup, and he wants to recreate that magic from the first.
The 2-0 as the runner at first gonna go. He's gonna have to come back to first as that one landed foul over near the SwampBats on deck circle.
It didn't go too far away. McDougal maybe had a chance to get at that if he picked it out, but as much spin as that ball had coming off the bat of Cup, he didn't really have much of a chance to get after it. Retar his bat. Get some more grip on there.
Count 2-1 on Cup. He's got a runner over at first in O'Brien. Only one out on the board for the SwampBats, currently trailing by 3, looking to reestablish that lead.
O'Brien went on that last pitch. That was a foul ball, so interesting to see if he's going to go again.
The 2-1 from Potter. That one's going to be sent out into center field. Under it with the catch, and out number 2 going to be Dwyer. Joey Dwyer has been playing in right field for the Nighthawks for the first part of the season, now making the switch over into center. Now up at the plate, Chandler Tupou has yet to reach base so far this evening. First offering from Potter, he's gonna swing and miss for strike one. Tupou been batting .280 so far this summer. Has recorded 7 hits and 1 run.
He's been on base. He's been solid getting on base. Hasn't cracked the code yet in the home run department, but
the 0-1 check swing. That one's in there for strike 2.
I got to fight off and choke up a little bit here. See, that's what he'll do.
I like the bright purple gloves he's got on. The 0-2. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. McDougal doing well to stay behind it.
Yeah, lucky that he kept it in front of him because he didn't come down in a squat or didn't come down to his knees to block it. But.
And with a runner on at first, dangerous situation for the Nighthawks. The 1-2 to Tupou. That one's gonna be grounded up the first base line. The first baseman, Prezano, kneels down to get it, bounces over his glove, and with that, there are runners on the corners for the SwampBats. O'Brien charging over to third.
See if that goes as a hit or an error. It was a hard hit ball.
Really hugging that first base line. Looks like it might have skipped over that first base. Over Prezano's glove. But either way, the SwampBats now have their 4th potential run, 90 feet away. They've got runners on the corners. For number 21, Nicholas Romano hit a base hit during his last at-bat. First offering outside for ball 1.
They'll call it an error on the first baseman. So E3. Runners move to first and third. This is a big opportunity for Romano. He's got the hands up towards the top of the handle like he did last time.
As the 1-0 going to be fouled off for strike 1.
Romano in that base hit that he got on the 4th. He flared it, landed in no man's land on the left side. So he was facing a righty at that time, so he went and used the opposite field.
The 1-1 to Romano. That one missing for ball 2.
A breaking ball that Romano saw out of the hand and knew it was going to come too far inside and laid off. Good take.
Looks like he's sporting a pink launch pad thumb guard along with his pink sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
As the 1-2, that one's gonna sail away from McDougal, and with that, O'Brien gonna score the 4th run for the SwampBats. They've now turned this into a 2-run game.
And the Bats are gonna take runs right now. That's all they need, and good heads-up base running from Michael O'Brien. That's the 2nd time he's scored today, and at that leadoff spot, whenever he can come around to score, that's gonna be a benefit. Tupou will move over to second base. It'll be a wild pitch.
So Potter trying to regain control on the 2-2. That one's gonna be grounded over to Prezano. He's gonna flip it over to Potter to record out number 3. So the SwampBats leave one stranded, but not before they scratch across their 4th run. The Nighthawks looking to add some insurance when we return with the top of the 6th live from Keene, New Hampshire.
Tonight's Sweeping the Bases is proudly brought to you by the people at Dream Clean 123, the Greater Monadnock region's premier cleaning services. Just like your house, a baseball field can always use a good cleaning. Let's hear it for Ribby and Brett as they make sure SwampBat baseball is always played on a clean field.
Winning tennis ball toss this evening for $34.50 goes to Jason Gill. Congratulations, Jason.
Live from Keene, New Hampshire, the Keene SwampBats sporting some yellow alternative jerseys tonight. Here to give us some more information on these jerseys, we've got the sideline reporter, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan, what you got?
Guys, we've seen it all tonight, from Ryan McDougal's bat to a ball that was assisted over the wall by an outfield for a home run, and most importantly, the jerseys that are being debuted by the Keene SwampBats today. The importance of them are simple. It's the weekend uniforms. The color wheel shows that yellow is the complete opposite of purple, so it shows that it's bright and it goes well with the purple for the Keene SwampBats, and it shows, bam, it's the weekend. That's the significance of them. Back to you, Phoebe and Andrew.
Thanks, Ryan. Definitely fascinating to hear about their alternative jerseys. I gotta say, I am a fan of these. I like that they're a bright color, and I like the purple spotting pattern on them. So I like this alternative jersey for the SwampBats. I'm a fan of anything different. SwampBats also gonna change up their pitcher on the bump. It's gonna be number 3, Lapine on the bump, and he's a submarine arm. Andrew, what can you tell us about Lapine?
Well, not a lot of velocity from Andrew Lapine, but you know, I'm a fan of him. He's got my name, so I gotta support him in that aspect. His stats on the year: 2 appearances, 3 innings pitched. He's allowed 3 hits and 2 earned runs. He struck out 3, so guys sometimes struggle to pick up that arm slot, especially after facing the lefty Mastroianni and trying to adjust to the sidearm and then below sidearm submarine arm slot delivery that Lapine has. It can be difficult for opposing hitters the first time they see him.
Due up for the Nighthawks gonna be 8-9-1. Looking to capitalize off that 4 spot in the top of the 5th, as the first offering to Blauser going to be outside for ball 1. Blauser recorded a base hit during his last at bat and was able to reach second. As the 1-0, that one's going to be upstairs for ball 2.
Control is just, SwampBats SwampBats are okay with just throwing strikes and letting the ball get put into play and nabbing outs.
The 2-0 to Blauser. That one's in there for strike one.
He throws that at under 70 miles an hour. That's 69 miles an hour, but a high spin rate, and then the fact that it's coming out basically at his knee level is tough to pick up on for hitters. Well, that was his fastball. That one's at 80 miles an hour, which makes it a little bit harder.
As Blauser looked at that one, count now even 2-2 on number 2. As the 2-2, that one's gonna hit him in the calf, it looks like, so he's gonna take his base at first. Blauser been having a very good night so far this evening. This is only his second appearance with the Nighthawks. During that first appearance, went 0 for 4.
That's the third batter that the SwampBats pitchers have hit today. The previous 2 have come around to score.
Blauser hoping for a similar story here, as now AJ Bratz up at the plate. He's yet to reach base. First offering to Bratz. In there for strike one.
Lepine can spin it off his finger. Not a lot of swings from, in fact, no swings from Blauser in that last at-bat.
Is Lepine gonna chase Blauser back over to first?
Lucky that that ball hit Blauser's leg. It's just a ball magnet today, I guess.
I guess so.
Tupou wasn't able to pick it clean out of the dirt, but it stayed in front of him, which is good.
The 0-1 to Bratz. That one's going to be grounded foul down that first base line. Blauser got a huge jump on that pitch. Going to have to track back over to first.
Yeah, and that's a solid hit and run right past the reach of the first baseman, especially when he moves over to play his position after holding the runner on, and then he comes back and has to dive the other way for it. It can be tough, so lucky for Tupou and the rest of the bats, that one stayed out of play.
The 0-2 to Bratz. That one's going to be outside for ball one.
And Bratz was looking at that one. He almost fell over the plate. I think he lost his balance a little bit on the off speed there from Lepine.
It's a little too locked in.
Yeah, yeah. He's looking it in all the way.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss from Bratz. So he's going to go down swinging. That's only the second strikeout of the summer for Bratz. He's been batting .267. And now up at the plate, going to be Joey Dwyer.
Lepine, not a guy who takes his time either. He likes to get moving.
As Dwyer going to foul that first offering off back towards the backstop for strike one.
And you see it's tough. He's early on that off-speed pitch from Lepine, and Dwyer, who scored once, he got hit by a pitch in the third. Wouldn't mind if that happens again.
The 0-1, that one's also going to be fouled off this time towards the grandstand for strike two.
And that same pitch struggled with the timing a little bit and not able to piece it up. So 2 straight off-speed pitches, and now Lepine can go back at it with a third or run it up with the heater.
And it's the 0-2, that one's going to be chopped foul, so Dwyer going to step back into the box to do it again. Blauser again getting a huge jump off that pitch. He'll come back over to first.
He got started a little bit late on the heater as well. So in between on the timing, late on the fastball, a little bit early on the off-speed pitch. An interesting conundrum for a hitter, especially in this point in the game.
The 0-2, that one's in the dirt for ball one.
When you know you're probably not going to face Lepine for more than one time, it's info that you can't really use again. So that sometimes is an advantage for Lepine.
As Dwyer gonna go down swinging, that's gonna record out number 2 on the Nighthawks. With 2 away and 1 on board, Spanier looking to do some damage from the plate. He's been walked twice and let go of a sacrifice fly to score a run for the Nighthawks.
Looks like a defensive substitution there in the left. Gabe Pitts is into the game in left field for Michael O'Brien, so his day is now done. Lipsy stays in center. This is the first time O'Brien's played left all year.
His first offering to Spaniard going to be in there for strike one. Lapine fires the 0-1, swing and a miss from Spaniard.
Hello, Ribby. He's saying what's up to the rest of the SwampBats fans. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think he's the best mascot.
The 0-2, that one's going to be grounded over the head of the pitcher through the gap base hit for Spaniard. He's going to push Blauser over to second. Now, I have to ask, have you seen Skip?
No.
For the Vermont Mountaineers.
No, I need to. I saw the two moose that the Mainers have last night. They were pretty cool.
I haven't seen the moose yet.
They're pretty funky. They have big heads. It's fun.
See, what I like about Skip is that he has actual googly eyes that can move around as he walks. I think that's pretty fun. As the first offering to Near, I'm going to be high for ball one.
I have seen photos of it. He's a little freaky. I don't know. He's something about him just doesn't. No.
No, I'm not saying I don't like Ribby. I do think he's a very good mascot. I think Skip is good competition as Near Eye swings and misses for strike one.
It's a good league for mascots.
Definitely. Unfortunately, the Nighthawks don't have a mascot at their field. I think we should start implementing one. I think that would be a fun addition. As the 1-1 to Near Eye, gonna miss the throw from Skyler down to Bell at second offline. So Spaniard safely reaches second. Nighthawks now have 2 potential runs in scoring position. Blauser 90 feet away at third base. And the 2-1 gonna ride low for ball 3.
Double steal there for the Nighthawks, and Skyler elected to try and gun him at second rather than going to third. Maybe he didn't have an angle at third.
The 3-1, swing and miss from Near, so he's brought the count full. 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on.
The biggest pitch of the game so far.
The money pitch from Lapine, low, but Near Eye swung on it, so that's gonna be strike 3 and out number 3. The Nighthawks leave 2 stranded, but they still lead by 2. Looking to change that when we return with the bottom of the 6th.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
Live from Keene, New Hampshire, Andrew Hillsman and Phoebe Winters on the call for the Upper Valley Nighthawks and the Keene SwampBats. Nighthawks currently lead by 2 runs. Looking to protect that lead from the bump is Aaron Potter in his 2nd appearance with the Nighthawks.
This has been a really solid pitching day. More hits, but keeping the runs off the board and stranding SwampBats when they need to for the Upper Valley Nighthawks pitching staff. And go back to the home opener for Keene. I flip back a little bit in my scorebook here that Chambers started that game, but the strikeout numbers didn't jump off the page. Today they're a little bit higher, but the biggest thing that Upper Valley avoided, they didn't walk a single Keene batter all game.
That's right, the pitching has remained very consistent. That's something that has been a huge advantage to the Nighthawks throughout this short summer season.
And situationally, it's helped them, especially in this game where there's been a lot of high leverage situations where their pitchers need to come up big. They've done well.
First offering to number 13, Marshall Lipsy. That one's going to be low for ball 1. 6, 7, 8 due up for the SwampBats. Lipsy been having a really great evening from the plate. Recorded a base hit during his last at-bat and a hit before that as the 1-0. That one's going to be high for ball 2.
Potter's a guy who can run up the velocity as well. And that one at 90, almost up to 91. We'll see if he goes breaking ball.
The 2-0 in there for strike 1.
It's a fastball. It's has some ride and tough to piece up.
Potter delivers the 2-1. That one's in there for strike 2.
It's a really solid break. Went after him with the fastball a couple of times and then pulled the string. Didn't garner a swing from Lipsy, but still, that's one that he's going to be happy with.
The 2-2 to Lipsy. That one's going to be grounded over to Prezano. He'll flip it over to Potter to record out number 1, except Potter
good speed
unable
from
to
Lipsy.
get his foot on the bag in time.
Lipsy ran that out like that's the fastest you're going to see a guy run. That was quick. Take a look at this replay. The bang bang play at first. A great play by the first baseman, and then over right on the money. And that might have been a tie, and the tie goes to the runner. But wow, that was close. And great speed from Marshall Lipsy. So an infield single. Whew.
As now Skyler, the catcher, up at the plate. First offering to Skyler, going to be high and outside for ball 1. Skyler representing the tying run from the plate. The 1-0 from Potter, that one's also going to be high for ball 2.
Hey, watch out. Ducked out of the way and balancing act not to fall over from TJ there. Well, 2 of those hitters counting for a guy, again, only has 1 hit. He's over 2 today with a couple of ground outs. Good spot for him.
As the 2-0, that one's going to be sent high into the air. Pop out to Bratz, who's under it with the catch, and that's going to be out number 1. Looked like a bit of a miscommunication there as you had multiple Nighthawks chasing after it.
Yeah, Dwyer came in to try and make something happen there. Now Manolfi, who's on a hot streak at the moment. Great game last night at Sanford. Has an RBI today. 1 for 2, so going to come up big again.
First offering to Manolfi. Looks like he showed a bunt. Retracted at the last second. Count now 1-0 on Manolfi.
It's a great take to bring that square up back and draw that ball.
The 1-0. That one going to be sent out into left field. Under it with the catch, and out number 2 is Cole Fellows. Again, sporting his bright neon green socks. Very visible out there in the left field.
He's hard to miss, very hard to miss. He and Nick Romano for the SwampBats with his pink arm sleeve, kind of in the same vein there. But now Andrew Bell is 3rd plate appearance this year, and a good time for him to come up. Try to get something started.
First offering to Bell as the runner's gonna go. McDougal makes the throw to Bratz, and the tag not coming in time. So a great bag steal from Lipsy has now put the 5th run for the SwampBats in scoring position at 2nd. Bell now represents the tying run from the plate, sending in an 0-1 count with 2 outs on the board. The 0-1.
That one got him. Yep. Take his
Tried
base.
to turn out of the way. That one did get a piece of him. So now the SwampBats with the tying run at 1st. That's going to send up the top of the order.
Gabe Pitts.
Gabe Pitts in for Michael O'Brien.
O'Brien with a solid day. He scored twice, but substitute the speed that Pitts has. Pitts coming into this game and hitting .313 on the year. He's 5 for 16. He's scored 4 times.
As he's going to lay down a bunt. Potter scooping it up, makes the throw to Brazano offline, and with that, 1 run comes in for the SwampBats. And the 2nd run comes in for the SwampBats, who have just tied this.
They're going to send him back. Because it went out of play, and he hadn't taken 3rd, I guess, when. Okay, so here's what I think is happening here. The umpires are going to come in and talk about whether the ball was out of play before Bell established him at 3rd base. If he's already touched 3rd when that ball goes out, he's awarded home, which would tie the game. At least it's a 1-run game. That much we know.
Definitely great work from the SwampBats either way. I do think Bell was moving in slowly, so maybe questioning it.
Let's see what we can get a replay. As the throw goes errant, and now the ball never get out of play. The kid picked it up. It wasn't out of play. That's what they're talking about. I didn't notice. There was a kid over there who picked the ball up not knowing it was still in play. So that's, I assume, fan interference. But the decision, I feel bad for that poor kid, is the line's right there. Oh no.
He was so excited to take home his souvenir.
Yeah. So home plate umpire John Patala is going to discuss his decision with Sean McKenna.
I'd like to remind all fans the other play lines to stay behind the white line.
So our PA announcer says, hey, reminder to stay behind the out-of-play line.
I feel bad
yeah,
for him.
Well, it happens.
The excitement got the best of him, and
it
that's
did.
okay.
That's okay, yeah. These things happen. All right, well, the Bats plate 1.
And now they have the tying run at 3rd. Only 2 outs on the board still, so number 7, Jack Herring, looking to tie the game here, and the go-ahead is in scoring position at 2nd. First offering, that one's going to be crushed out into center field with the catch, and out number 3, Joey Dwyer. He protects the Nighthawks lead. Nighthawks looking to add some insurance when we return.
For a gift bag and a $25 gift card to Keene. 365-7443. 365-7443. Bring that to Swamp Shop. To get your $25 gift card and gift bag to Keene. 365-7443.
There's another win for operations intern Brett Robinson in Dash in the Grass. He's yet to lose in one of those races. So an odd bottom of the 2nd, or excuse me, bottom of the 6th, where a fan picked up the ball and inadvertently, I think, cost the SwampBats a run. They got within 1, and Bell would have came home to score, but the ball was taken out of play. An unfortunate thing for the Bats, but everything is now settled, and the Bats only trail by 1, and Andrew Lapine is back out there for another inning of work for Keene.
Definitely a nice break for the Nighthawks, though I'm sure they'll be dabbing up that young fan at the end of the game. They're looking to add on some insurance to their 1-run lead from the plate here. Gonna be 4, 5, 6 due up for the submarine on Lapine. The cleanup hitter Anthony Greco recorded a hit during his last at-bat, has reached base twice, was walked earlier this evening. Greco had a fantastic evening last night at home against the North Adams Steeple Cats. Was the only Nighthawk to record an extra base hit with a double that bounced off the center field fence.
So the first pitch is down and low, down and outside. To the 4-slot hitter Greco, and a sacrifice fly that gave him an RBI in the 5th. Pitch just off, 2-0. The year Greco has been solid, like you said. There's a strike, outside corner. Found the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're almost to 8:45. There's another strike. 2-2. Big pitch upcoming. Efficiency is what the Bats want right here in the top of the 7th. 2-2. Swinging a liner, or swinging a ground ball straight back to Lapine, and he'll underhand it to Tupou. Great play by Andrew Lapine, and some quick reactions on the comebacker.
Great reaction from Lapine. Greco not lifting it quite as high as he wanted. Gonna put the first out on the board for the Nighthawks.
That'll bring up Ryan Pisano, who is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. He was driven in by the Cole Fellows 3-run shot. One-time series, this has been a matchup that Keene has dominated in recent memory. They've won the last 4 and 4 of the last 5 and 19 of the last 27. So Nipper Valley trying to change that here tonight. 1-0 to Pisano, who goes to Wake Forest. Swinging a foul tip to the left side. Pisano with that Wake Forest batting helmet.
The Demon Deacon, a later addition to the Nighthawks roster, but he's been a strong back throughout, averaging .250. He's recorded 1 run, 2 hits, 4 of them being base hits. Been walked once, struck out
1-1. Soft grounder, gotta be a tough play for Romano. Rifle over to first. In time, a great play from the Keene SwampBats corner infielders. And now there's 2 away in the 7th. Great stretch from Tupou over there.
As you said, a difficult play for Romano to make in the hot corner there. That being so shallowly hit towards the 3rd base. And Pisano has some speed on him. Romano able to beat him out.
That'll be the end of the day for Andrew Lapine. A reliever coming on for him, but Lapine has been very solid in his outing today. Coming out to the mound, we'll see who it's going to be. Looks like it's John Malone, the right-hander, and he'll warm up. We'll take a break. You're watching the NECBL from Keene, New Hampshire. 1 run of the game as we head into the later stages of this one.
Please, now pitching, the SwampBats from Samford University, Alabama. Number 26, John Malone.
And the new righty on the mound for the SwampBats, wearing their alternate uniforms, is John Malone, who in 2025 the Samford Bulldogs had a phenomenal year. Originally from Fairhope, Alabama, 2.19 ERA in 9 appearances, 12 1/3 innings pitched on the mound, and only allowed 4 runs, 3 of which were earned, while striking out 14. So Malone, a lot of power out there on the mound, and they'll bring him in to face off against Cole Fellows, who hit that 3-run shot all the way back in the 5th.
And this isn't the first time that the Nighthawks have seen John Malone, although this is the first time they'll get a chance to see what he can do from the mound.
Yes.
During their first game here at Alumni Field, Malone was a part of the hitting order and hit a home run in his very first at-bat, so definitely a face the Nighthawks are going to remember.
Looks like there's some action over there in the Nighthawks bullpen as well. That's left-hander Sean Davis starting to get up and move around.
Davis pitched at Alumni Field the last time the Nighthawks were here. He took an unfortunate slip in the field off a bunt.
Ah, yes, yep. 1 1/3 innings pitched for him, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, struck out 1, was awarded the loss in that one.
He was able to brush it off though, and I'm sure he's excited to take back to the mound and avenge himself at Alumni Field.
So a fresh count with 2 away, and the new pitcher will face off against the lefty Fellows. As it's ball 1. Cole Fellows, a left-handed hitter out of Columbia University, originally from Clovis, California. And a 1-0 for John Malone. Righty-lefty matchup. Swinging a chopper, gets eaten up by the grass. Couple of shuffles from Romano. And a pick by Tupou at first, a great play. And the Nighthawks go 1, 2, 3 for the first time tonight. It's a 1-run game as we'll stretch and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th on the other side of this break. SwampBats hunting hard. All right, as we head into the bottom of the 7th, the Keene SwampBats, who got out to an early lead in the bottom of the 1st with that 2-run shot by Dylan Cupp. They've seen their lead evaporate, but they're clawing back, and it's a 1-run game as they've got 9 outs to go. Andrew Hillsman alongside Phoebe Winters. We've been treated to a great game of baseball here on Friday night. SwampBats debuting their alternate uniforms, their yellow jerseys, for the first time this year. Plan, I think, is for those to be worn on weekend games, which there really aren't that many in the NECBL season. A lot of our there's some Fridays, but some not a ton of weekend games, sparingly. But same pitcher out there right now for Upper Valley is Potter, and he's been having a pretty solid day, all things considered.
All things considered, for sure, this is only his 2nd appearance with the Nighthawks. He hasn't thrown in a week or over a week. So he was definitely excited to get back out there and get on the bump for the Nighthawks.
Didn't pitch against the SwampBats in their meeting last Wednesday. And Dylan Cupp will be his first challenge. He looks at ball 1, that's high.
With the SwampBats sitting behind by just 1 run. Otter really hoping to send them down in an efficient order and allow the Nighthawks to put up some insurance.
1-0, there's a strike. Got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Potter. Aaron Potter again, rising senior out of Jacksonville, goes to the University of North Florida. That'll be his 37th pitch, 1-1. Outside, a good block by the catcher McDougal. On deck is Chandler Tupou, then in the hole, Nick Romano. A 2-1 count to the current hitter, Cup. He's already homered once today. All the way back in the first. Peel down to first. Close one, but yes, he did. 2-2. Tried to check it back on a pitch in the dirt. Just went around. That was a close one.
Tupou reached base on an error from the first baseman during his last at-bat, and then I believe came around to score.
A 2-2 from Potter. At the chin, ball 3. Full count as we creep closer to the late stages of this one. Every at-bat becomes more crucial and high leverage. That's what these fans came here to see. Full count offering to Cup. Swinging a foul, will go off his leg. Stay at 3-2. Just laid a little bit and missed the barrel at 91 miles an hour was that release speed from Potter. He's been sitting right around that 90-mile-an-hour mark all day. See if he tries to turn up the heat or goes to the off-speed pitch. Cup set. Here's another 3-2. Swinging a pop-up. Cup got under it infield, and the shortstop calls everybody off. Spanier makes the play. 1 out.
Great catch out of Spanier. Past 2 games, he's been pushed over into that second base position, this time reestablishing the shortstop position for himself. That's where he started this season. That's where he plays at Minnesota.
Tupou plays his college ball at Charleston Southern University. Looks at a first pitch strike. Issaquah, Washington, his hometown. Hit 6 home runs at an 867 OPS this year. There's a strike inside half of the plate. 0-2 early in this count. Early in this plate appearance, rather. Tupou with work to do. As Potter wants the signs again, now he's got them. 0-2. Knight started the hands, but not close to a swing. In a 1-run ball game that has been back and forth, but the Nighthawks with a 4 spot in the top of the 5th has made the difference thus far. Keene getting ever so close. It's a 1-run game. 1-2 to Chandler Tupou. Just got the end of the bat on it. Tupou was saying that he broke his bat yesterday, so he had to go out and I think buy a new one today. It'd be kind of a shame if he had to get a new one after that hit too.
So do the SwampBats provide their own bats for the most part?
That's a good question. Maybe, not entirely sure.
I know that the Nighthawks, they're provided for them.
Yeah. 1-2, high outside, good take by Tupou.
As you go through a lot of broken bats.
Especially,
in a wooden bat league.
Yep.
Our hitting coach, Adarius Myers, said that during his time playing for the Nighthawks in 2023, he broke 17 bats.
2-2. Tupou fouls it off, just gets a piece of it. Crowd has stayed pretty full as it gets a little chillier on a Friday night. Almost at 9 o'clock. Approaching 50 pitches for Aaron Potter here. Another 2-2 on its way. And we'll do it again. How about Chandler Tupou putting on a great show and fighting off pitches.
As you said, a lot of the Alumni Field fans hanging around. This is a close game. The SwampBats have it within reach.
Here's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. The 2-2 to Tupou. How about a 9th? How far can we go in this at-bat?
Definitely frustrating for Potter up there on the bump. The at-bat that seemingly never ends. Still been stuck in that 2-2 count. Would love to send him down.
And we run it full. This will be a 10-pitch at-bat, folks. A called strike, ball, foul, ball, foul, 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 ball. So we come to 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A long at-bat, and now there's 2 away with Romano now up to the plate, but a very long at-bat from Tupou.
A very long at-bat, definitely frustrating for Potter, but he's got to feel good after getting the best of him in the very end of it. As you said, it was 10 pitches in that at-bat.
I think so. I might have even lost count myself, to be honest. First pitch off the plate to Romano. Potter in his 3rd inning of work. He's faced 13 batters and already thrown 52 pitches. And the wind and the deal. Foul tip, 1-1. Can't seem to piece up a pitch from Potter thus far. The SwampBats, they've struggled a little bit in that regard. Clint Howard went 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, and a strikeout. Start the Nighthawks off today. 1-1 pitch. The switch hitter Romano. Looks at a breaking ball, that's a strike. Work to do, 1-1, or 1-2. Do it again at 1-2. A good foul tip, and we're losing a lot of baseballs. We don't have to run out at this point. They've got some in stock down there, I would hope. They allot like 48 per game. It's like 4 full boxes of 12.
You might need to recruit someone to start.
Yeah, maybe. Go finding them. Another 1-2. Hands are choked up for Romano. Good take. 2-2.
Heard some cheers out of SwampBats dugout on that one.
It's a great pitch, just sometimes a better take. And another 2-2. High, above the letters, kind of at the shoulders. Another full count. Ton of pitches in this inning thus far for Potter. As he'll wind and deal once again. 3-2, 2 outs. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Drop 3rd strike, and McDougal will throw down to first to record that 3rd out. The Bats have 6 outs to go. As we head to the top of the 8th, the 1-run ball game. Upper Valley has the lead when we come back.
Attention fans, if you have any loose trash still in your seat, interns will be going through the stands and picking it up for you. So keep your eyes peeled for the black polos and some black trash bags will be coming to your seats. Thank you.
Here we go, top of the 8th, as it's still John Malone on the hill for the SwampBats. He came in relief and recorded that last out to put put away Cole Fellows in the bottom of the top of the 7th. He's got Ryan McDougal, Cooper Blauser, and AJ Bratz to deal with here in the top of the 8th.
That's right. Although the Nighthawks are coming into this half inning leading by 1, they definitely want to put up some insurance, as they're very familiar with. It's very easy to turn on the gas in the late innings and put up some magic to take the win. They did so themselves against Vermont a few days ago. McDougal has yet to reach base so far this evening. Would love to get a hit on the board, but so far this season has been averaging 273.
This was another game that went back and forth between these two teams all the way back on June 4th. An opening night here at Alumni Field. Keene was tied. It was a 3-2 game after 7. And then Keene came in the bottom of the 8th and scored 3 runs and shut the door in the top of the 9th. A similar situation, a 6-5 ball game in the top of the 8th. Keene will certainly want to recreate that magic from about 9 days ago.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, well, that's summer baseball. We're kind of moving at a million miles an hour here. Every team is.
Especially with that New England weather getting the best of us.
Seems like every other game has been rescheduled. 0-2 from Malone. Swinging a tip off his glove, and struggling with it is Andrew Bell. And it will go probably, I'm not sure if that's an error or a single, but Bell struggled with the pickup. I assume it would be an error. But nonetheless, McDougal is on base with no outs here in the 8th.
A sticky ball, it seems, just tipped over the glove of Malone, and then
yeah, that's an error.
Bell unable to get a hand on it. Looked like he had it, and then
E4 tipped right off the glove of Malone. That slowed it down. The 0-1. So Blauser. All right. Attendance number for today here at Alumni Field, 1,825. Friday night, people came out to support the Bats.
it's a stunning crowd to have here at Alumni Field. You guys offer a lot of fun activities.
Oh yeah, big on fun around here. 1-1. Swinging a breaking ball. 2nd for 1. Cup the throw late, and Tupou's able to keep it in front of him, but they get the lead runner and 1 away in the top of the 8th.
So Blauser has now reached base on his last 3 at-bats. A huge turnaround from that first appearance. Starting to settle in and find his own in his 2nd appearance with the Nighthawks. Looking forward to a great summer with Blauser.
Here's AJ Bratz, a righty.
Bratz looking for his first base of the evening.
Blauser actually known as a threat to steal a base, but maybe a hit and run at this situation to try and avoid the double play. He's got speed. He stole 23 bags in 2025 at Jacksonville State. 1-0. Fastball, broken bat. Tupou. He'll get the lead runner again as Cup looked like he slipped over there at 2nd. So another fielder's choice, and 2 away in the 8th. The out being recorded, that's what matters. It would have been a tough double play to turn anyway, as you're going from 1st to 2nd and then back.
Definitely, with the way the ball was hit, hugging that first base line. Would have been difficult to time it up, but I think they made the right decision getting the runner out at 2nd, as now you don't have a Nighthawk in scoring position, although you have one on board. It's a little bit further away from that home plate.
Easier to manage. The 11th pitch of the day coming up for John Malone. And the first to Joey Dwyer. Foul ball into the swamp on the first base side and out of play. 0-1. Efficient so far from Malone. He recorded 3 outs in 11 pitches.
Dwyer still looking for his first hit of the game.
Runner goes, pop up, shallow right field, racing in for it is Herring. On the run, he makes the grab for the 3rd out. So it's still a 1-run game between the Nighthawks and the SwampBats as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Lipsy, Schuyler, and Ty Manolfi due up when we come back. Heading for a thrilling finish here in Keene.
Quiros drills it to right field, and it is gone!
Oh, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond ringing out along the speakers here at Alumni Field. There's a new arm on the mound for the Upper Valley Nighthawks. It's Matthew Bruno, the rising senior who hails from Runson, New Jersey, plays at George Washington University, a 6'2", 195 right-hander, making his first appearance of the year for the Nighthawks.
That's right, this is the first time the Nighthawks will see his stuff. This past season at George Washington, through 31.1 innings, was able to strike out 21 for a 4.88 ERA.
Not too shabby in college.
Had an impressive high school career as well, attending Rumson Fairhaven. He led his high school squad to the Monmouth County Championship and finished his high school career with a 2.22 ERA.
Ooh. Pretty solid numbers. All right, Marshall Lipsy, who's had a pretty solid day. He's 3 for 3, and he's scored once in the 6th. He's been the best hitter, most consistent hitter at least, on Keene's lineup thus far tonight.
Reached base on all 3 at-bats.
2 singles and a double.
They're going to bring across the tying run for the SwampBats.
He looks at one in the dirt. First pitch from Matthew Bruno, a ball. Lipsy wearing number 13 for the SwampBats. Originally from Longview, Texas. He won the National Junior College Championship, as there's a in off the hands fly out. Maybe the bat broke from Lipsy and 1 away.
You see the SwampBats bad boy going out to collect.
Might be firewood, not sure. We'll see. TJ Schuyler up to the plate. And 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly out. Just shallow right his last time up. First pitch. That's low. Schuyler, a 6'2" catcher. Played in 36 games for the Indiana Hoosiers in 2025. There's a called strike. Hit 250 for the Hoosiers this past season. A 1-1. High at the eyes, ball 2. At this point in the game where a guy has seen right-handed pitchers sort of all day, Schuyler, one of those guys, but he hasn't been able to crack the code. He has a lot of information at his disposal. 2-1. It's a called strike, 2-2.
As you said, still looking for his first hit and base of the game.
Couldn't come at a better time. The 2-2 in the dirt. 56-foot breaking ball. Runs it full. He's got to be careful. One away. In a big-time situation here at Alumni Field. SwampBats running out of outs to work with in a one-run game. The pitch from Bruno. High, that's ball 4, and Skyler reaches base for the first time today. Great job to draw a walk from the Indiana man.
Indiana man giving the SwampBats another shot. He now represents the tying run over at first. A high-pressure situation for the pitcher, Matthew Bruno, making his first appearance. Again, this is the only team that has gotten the best of the Nighthawks so far this season. They're hoping to come in to avenge themselves.
Outside and at the letters for ball 1 to Manolfi, who's 1 for 3 today. Singled and drove in a run in the bottom half of the 4th. And then a pop out and a line out. 1-0 to Manolfi. Inside half of the plate. Called a strike. There's even some encouragement from the Bats dugout. Andrew Bell, the second baseman, on deck. And the 1-1. It's a strike as well. The same spot at 91 miles an hour. So Manolfi's got to choke up and protect with 2 strikes. Loads his back leg. 1-2. Swinging a shallow fly ball. Running after it is Greco. Sells out for it, and he made the play. What a snag from Anthony Greco there and right, and there's 2 away in the 8th.
Another head-first dive from Greco, laying it all out to make the save. He has been incredible in that right field position for the Nighthawks all season long.
A replay just laid out. Oh.
Lost his hat on
Yeah,
that
he
play.
lost his hat in it. Looked like the ball it bobbled around in the glove, but I don't think it touched the ground. So a fresh count to Andrew Bell. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in the 6th. Laid on a fastball at 89. That's down to their last 4 outs. Andrew Bell, a highly touted prospect out of high school. The best shortstop in the state of Colorado. And the 0-1 to him. There's a strike.
Bruno's sitting pretty on the bump now. Just needs 1 more strike to hold him scoreless for another half inning.
0-2. Has to protect. High outside. And Bruno knew he didn't need to go at him there, so he experimented, see if he'd chase. He didn't. So 1-2 with 2 away. Skyler, the runner on first for the SwampBats. Just missed the high away corner. 2-2.
The dugout's starting to come alive. Again, just a 1-run game in these later innings. A lot of excitement. Both teams want it bad.
Takes ball 3. Full count, 2 outs. Skyler represents the tying run, the go-ahead run at the plate in Andrew Bell. 2 away. Skyler will be in motion. The payoff pitch. Foul tip, and Skyler will retreat to first base, and we will do it again. Suspense
The suspense definitely building, and I'm sure frustration for Bruno's starting to build. He had him where he wanted him, now sitting in a full count.
Again, 3-2, 2 outs. Payoff pitch on his way as Bruno comes set. Ball 4, good at bat. Battled back from an 0-2 count to draw a walk with 2 away. That is clutch from Andrew Bell, and that'll bring up Gabe Pitts.
So now the tying run in scoring position at second in Skyler. Bell with the go-ahead, now on board. The crowd is coming alive at Alumni Field.
First pitch, low. Anything in the gap and down has a chance to score Skyler. One out. Swing and a miss. A low fastball that maybe Pitts thought was going to be a little higher. The Central Connecticut State man will try to play the hero. Tying run on second in Skyler. 1-1. Good take and a great block from McDougal to keep everybody at their spots. You can tell this crowd and these dugouts getting anxious.
It's been a close game all evening. The Nighthawks put up a good lead. They've watched it dissipate.
2-1. Bruno takes his time now, deals. Called strike 2. Deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2-2, 2 outs. Pitts just needs to put one in play to keep this 8th inning alive. 2-2. Swing and a miss. They got him. We head to the top of the 9th with the Nighthawks still leading by 1. And the Bats will have one more chance to respond when we get to the bottom of the 9th in just a little bit. A great game here in Keene, New Hampshire. Upper Valley leads 6-5 as we head into the final frame of play.
The runs on the hit from the Irish, 2 men left on base.
Top of the 9th. John Malone trying to keep the SwampBats within 1 run. Andrew Hill's been here with Phoebe Winters. And Phoebe, we've had a great game up to this point, but the drama is building up to this, and this is what we'll have. One more inning, one more chance for each of these teams. Nighthawks need to extend their lead. Keene just hoping to keep it where it is and either tie it or walk it off in the bottom of the 9th.
That's right, and they've got a good chunk of the lineup due up here to add some insurance onto that lead. With only a 1-run game heading into the bottom of the 9th, you don't want to give the SwampBats a chance. We've seen them threaten multiple times, sitting just 1 behind. Going to be Spanier, Nearai, and Greco up. Spanier reached base 3 times, recorded a base hit during his last at-bat.
Leading off the top of the 9th inning. The shortstop, number 6, Jack Spanier.
And Spanier, former all-freshman teamer in the Big Ten for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Look to start the Nighthawks on the right foot as he takes the ball.
He entered this game averaging 286 with 2 runs, 4 hits, one of those being a double and only being struck out twice.
1-0 from John Malone, working out of the stretch. Breaking ball just misses. 114 at-bats, 16 RBIs, and a home run. Struck out 26 times, walked 19 times this year for Minnesota. 2-0. Malone's pitch there for a strike. That same breaking ball that started out a little lower that time.
We've seen Spain show a lot of great discipline from the plate. Gave him success over Lapine and Mestrion.
Keene got the SwampBats through a couple of crucial innings. And Malone is out here for, already recorded, I believe, inning and a third in the scorebook. Lapine did an inning and 2/3. Here's the 3-1. Inside, ball 4, and that'll be a leadoff walk.
That's Spanier's 3rd walk of the evening. He has reached base 4 times on 5 at-bats.
Aiden Decker-Petty is warming up right now for the SwampBats in the bullpen.
He made an appearance during the Nighthawks'
Yes,
first time at Alumni Field. And
now Sean McKenna is going to come out and probably, be my guess, maybe motion over to the bullpen or just have a talk with John Malone. McKenna walks on to the playing field. No motion just yet. As Decker-Petty continues to warm up, this might just be a strategy. Nope, they're going to motion. Sounds like this is going to be, yep, this is the end of the day for John Malone. Aiden Decker-Petty will be the SwampBats pitcher when we come back. Top of the 9th, no outs and a runner on for the Nighthawks. It's a 6-5 ball game when we come back.
Now pitching for SwampBats from Indiana University, Newcastle, Indiana. Number 20, Aiden Decker-Petty.
John Malone looks on as Aiden Decker-Petty takes the mantle for the SwampBats here with none away in the top of the 9th inning. 6-5 ball game in favor of the Upper Valley Nighthawks, who haven't beaten the SwampBats here last year in July. Decker-Petty, a 6'5", 200-pound right-hander from Newcastle, Indiana, played his last couple of years at Indiana University for Jeff Mercer and the Hoosiers. A flamethrower who has moved away from using a high leg kick. He had a high leg kick for his most 2 recent years in college. Got up to 96, 95. Has moved back to the slide step and has gained some extra control to boot. It's been a phenomenal season for him thus far in Keene. Decker-Petty in his 2 appearances, 4 1/3 innings pitched, only allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, walked 3 and struck out 7 with a win and a save in those appearances.
of course, one of those appearances being against the Nighthawks, the first time they were at Alumni Field during the SwampBats home opener. We mentioned it was a bit of a handoff of the lead during that appearance as well. Decker-Petty shut him down and recorded the win for the SwampBats.
Decker-Petty comes on with a man on first and fires a first pitch strike to his longtime battery mate, TJ Schuyler. These guys have worked together a couple of times. Do it again here on a Friday night. Sun is down, the lights are bright. The 0-1, runner goes. Skyler, throw from his knees, tag is not in time. A great throw on the money from Skyler, but Bell just a little late on that tag, and Jack Spanier in there with a stolen base.
A great jump from Spanier. He's now put the 7th potential run in scoring position for the Nighthawks. Currently have no outs on the board. Kyle Nearai at the plate, looking for his first hit of the game.
Nearai right back up the middle, fielded by Bell, over to first for 1, and Tupou makes a stretch. And out number 1, but the runner moves 90 feet away from scoring. Spanier now on third base.
So Nearai goes back to the dugout, but is able to push Spanier over to third. Coming into this inning, we mentioned how the Nighthawks would love to put up some insurance, give them a little more comfortability and room to work with as they head into the bottom of the 9th.
Righty-lefty matchup to Anthony Greco, who's recorded an RBI and a sac fly back in the 5th.
He's been having a great night, not just from the plate, but also in the field. Made some excellent diving catches from right field.
1-0 from Decker Petty with a runner on third. High pop-up. That'll come back our way out of play. 1-1. Decker Petty, no stranger to these big moments this year, like we said. Just over 4 innings pitched. He's got a win and a save. He's operated as one of the closers for Keene this year. Pitched 3 innings in that win against Upper Valley last Wednesday. Here's the 1-1. High, that's ball 2. Decker Petty humming in there at 90 miles an hour. Two balls and a strike to the lefty Greco. He's made a couple of great plays in the field today as well. Off-speed pitch, there for a strike. 2-2. An 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And he looks in. Skyler gives him the signs. Decker Petty comes set once again. The 2-2. Swinging a liner, left field, hits under it, tag up, hits, throw, play at the plate, safe.
Spanier slides in the 7th run for the Nighthawks, putting up some much needed insurance. A beautifully hit ball from Greco, very deep into that left field, gave Spanier just enough time.
Another look at it, hits a great throw, but just when it's 90 feet away, Skyler just a little bit tried to make the lunge for it, but already past him was Spanier. That's the 2nd time that Greco has put a sacrifice fly out into left field to drive in a run. And it's 7-5, Nighthawks with 2 away. Preciano now the batter. He looks at strike 1. So the SwampBats will need at least 2 to tie in the bottom half of this inning. Nighthawks have scored 7 runs on 4 hits. Breaking ball, got him swinging early. Hold the string, 0-2 with 2 away. Nothing in 2. The signs. And the offering from Decker Petty. Swing and a miss. Got him on another breaking ball, outside and down. We head into the bottom of the 9th. It's the first time we've been to the bottom of the 9th here at Alumni Field in 2025. SwampBats with work to do. Herring, Cup, and Tupou due up when we come back. The last hope for the Bats.
First up, 15,
Apologies for those technical difficulties. A couple of issues with our audio board there. Anyway, Cup, it got away from Prezano. And Cup is on second. Tupou takes the ball inside, almost got away from McDougal. (1-0) to Tupou, a righty-lefty matchup. Swinging a drive, right field. It gets down to the corner. Cup will head for home. We've got a one-run game in Keene with one away. An RBI single for Chandler Tupou. And now that will be the end of the day for Matthew Bruno for sure. A replay on this one. A liner down the right. Tupou found his pitch and deposited it to the right field. Greco got it in quickly as he could, but there was no chance that they were ever going to catch Cup heading home from third. All right, well, we will take a break. New pitcher. We'll figure out who it is on the other side of this break. Keene trailing, winning run at the plate upcoming is going to be Nick Romano with one away in the bottom of the ninth.
Pitching for the Valley from Alumni University, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Number 33, Sean Davis.
New pitcher for the, new pitcher for the Nighthawks will be Henry Davis, a left-hander. And Davis has pitched against the SwampBats before this year.
That's right,
Sean Davis, excuse me.
Was a part of the bullpen arms coming out during that last outing on last Wednesday here at Alumni Field. He threw for 1 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned.
Pinch runner in for Tupou on first. That's Ripken Reese, the utility man. First pitch, a ball to the switch hitter Romano, batting righty for the first time today. And it's getting loud here at Alumni. 1-0. Ripken Reese on first. Swinging a liner. That's down. Right center field. Reese will stay at second. And everybody moves up a station. The beginnings of a rally. The winning run on first for the Keene SwampBats. Tying run in scoring position at second. That's Ripken Reese.
That's exactly why you put up some insurance in the top of the 9th. The Nighthawks really hoping to hold on to that win streak. The SwampBats, the only team that's gotten the best of them so far this season, would have loved to avenge themselves here at Alumni Field, have a chance to do so. Davis looking to bring home the win for the Nighthawks.
Marshall Lipsy looking to play the hero, 1 away. That one ran inside, almost got him. Ball 1. A lefty-lefty matchup. Davis focuses in, Lipsy. 3 for 4 today. 2 runners on, big swing and a miss. Trying to go deep on that one. 1-1.
Both dugouts erupting. This is a high pressure moment. Both teams want the win bad.
TJ Schuyler on deck for the SwampBats. Ball and a strike. And the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Both dugouts cheering their players on as hard as they can. The SwampBats trying to keep their win streak alive. The 2-1 to Lipsy. Strike 2. Already 1 out. The runner on second is Ripken Reese as a pinch runner for Tupou. And in on first, representing the winning run, is Nick Romano. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Davis comes home. Swinging a foul chopper to the right. It stays at 2-2. And that kid knows it's out of the play, so he'll pick it up.
Oh. They're starting to learn. You know, after that announcement to stay behind the white line.
The emotion of athletic competition. 2-2 to Lipsy. Takes the ball down and away, runs it full. Everybody on their feet as far as the eye can see. In the dugouts, some in the stands, on the sides. Full count with 1 away. The payoff. Foul tip. We'll do it again. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up.
The SwampBats have been incredible at extending these at-bats this game, much to the chagrin of the Nighthawks pitchers.
The 3-2. Ball 4. The bases are loaded with 1 away. And TJ Schuyler to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out, winning run in scoring position is Nick Romano on second. Reese, the tying run 90 feet away at third. And TJ Schuyler, who hit his first career hit in college as a walk-off in March this year, trying to walk it off for the Bats, as he did a couple of months ago. He fouls off strike 1.
Best case scenario for the Nighthawks, other than striking out the next 2 batters, would be to run a double play.
Takes ball 1. Ball and a strike and an out. A walk ties the game. A hit might win the game. Davis versus Schuyler, the 1-1. Pop up. Will it stay in play? Ranging over to the right side. And it lands on top of the awning. 1-2. On deck right now for the Bats is Ty Manolfi. He's 1 for 4. Remember, he had 3 RBIs yesterday. Excuse me, he had 2 RBIs yesterday, 1 today. But Schuyler trying to send these fans home happy. Early season drama between the Nighthawks and the Bats. The 1-2. Fouled back. Spoils it off yet again.
The press box directly above the Nighthawks dugout. You can
They're
feel
loud.
it shaking.
We can hear them
as their cheers erupt.
Another 1-2. Davis shakes off his catcher twice, grabs the sign. Here it is. How about another foul ball? That's 3 fouls in a row and 4 in the at-bat.
Again, the SwampBats doing well to stay alive at the plate, really running up the pitch count on the Nighthawks' arms.
Schuyler knows he can't go down swinging here. Another 1-2 on its way. Inside, 2-2 with 1 away. A double play would end the game. A walk ties the game. And Schuyler, as it was back in March, earlier in the year, trying to walk it off. Swinging a drive to center field. Dwyer makes the play. Reese heads for home, cut off. The game is tied. A sac fly for TJ Schuyler at 7-7 in the bottom of the 9th. And 2 away with 2 on.
A tie game, the best case scenario for the Nighthawks at this point. Run a double play and send it into extra innings. Give your offense another chance to hit.
7-7. The Bats out hitting by 7. Two away in the bottom of the 9th. Almost storybook this is. Manolfi trying to play the hero. Runners on first and second. The first pitch. Ball 1. A walk. Doesn't do much. A base hit. And they have the option to send Romano home and win the game. 1-0. Called strike. Ball and a strike. It doesn't get much more high intensity than this.
It does not, because your options are
1-1. Whiffs it, 1 in the dirt, 1-2. The game is already tied, so we know we're going to play some more baseball. And we know we're going to play at least 1 more out of baseball. Unless Ty Manolfi has something to say about that. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 away, bottom of the 9th. Spoils one off, threw the hands at it, and fouled it off to the right side.
Another souvenir ball scooped up by a young SwampBats fan.
Souvenirs, Manolfi trying to send them home with more than that. Ball and 2 strikes. Davis, the delivery. Swinging a grounder, left side. Everyone's safe. The SwampBats extend the inning. A diving play that couldn't be made by Cooper Blauser at third. And Andrew Bell, in his first game as a SwampBat, comes to the plate, 2 outs, tie game, bases loaded, bottom of the 9th. Here's another look at this last play. It'll be an infield single as well. Romano on third as the winning run. This is the game. High outside, that's ball 1. A walk means a win for the home team. Lefty on the mound, righty at the plate, who doesn't have a hit as a bat. Runs inside, it hit him! The game is over! A walk-off hit by pitch in the bottom of the 9th, and the Bats win 8-7. As Bell rounds first, his teammates mob him. A walk-off in dramatic fashion. By hook or by crook, the Bats have won 7 in a row. Unreal.
That is an unbelievable baseball game. Huge spurt of luck and great play.
Came in, hit him right on the side, and he knew it. And look at John Malone with the Gatorade cooler. Who else would dump it on him? What a game.
What a game. If you're a SwampBats fan here at Alumni Field, you're not going to forget this one for the rest of the summer.
8-7, the Bats win. We'll be back with just a little bit more. The most improbable of wins for Keene. And they move to 7-1, 7 in a row for the hottest team in the NECBL. We'll be right back. Well, the SwampBats have won on a walk-off hit by pitch drawn by Andrew Bell. But before we break down that amazing game, Phoebe, we'll send it down to Ryan Fitzpatrick for the out-of-town scoreboard around the NECBL. Ryan?
All righty, starting off in Bristol, Connecticut, where that game started at 6:31. The Bristol Blues defeated the Vermont Mountaineers 4-1. Heading over to Newport, the Newport Gulls defeated the Valley Blue Sox 6-1. And the Martha's Vineyard Sharks get taken down by the Ocean State Waves as they were road warriors, winning that one 6-3. And in Goodall Park, the
Thanks so much, Ryan. Well, any other game around the NECBL, I don't think can match what we just saw right here, Phoebe. And an unbelievable game ending in the most improbable of ways.
Absolutely. This was definitely the must-watch game of the NECBL. I mean, that is just an incredible way to win a game. We talked about it throughout those later innings, that late inning magic. It can really change the tide of the game. The Nighthawks struggled to put up enough insurance. The SwampBats still had a lot of fire left.
Well, the final score, 8-7, decided in the bottom of the ninth. We knew we were going to go to extras, but Andrew Bell draws a walk-off hit by pitch. Your final score, Upper Valley scores 7 runs on 4 hits. They commit 3 errors. Keene, 8 runs on 12 hits. They commit also 3 errors. An unbelievable day at Alumni Field, and it's still, we're not even a quarter way through this season. The NECBL still has so much more to give. But for everybody involved in this incredible production, for my broadcast partner, Phoebe Winters, for our sideline reporter, Ryan Fitzpatrick, for our lead camera operator, Ryan Gubin, for all of our other camera operators who did so well today, and for our wizard of a producer, Mike Kelleher, my name's Andrew Hilsman saying so long. Bats win 8-7. Thanks for watching this presentation of ESPN. Copyright the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Good night. The Keene SwampBats have won 7 in a row.